Thanks.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Squeegee Live Podcast. Sorry we're late. Mark's a fucking idiot. We're here with Chris Johnson, Patreon member.
I just had to rewire
Fellow
the entire
retard.
street's internet. I was out rewiring my neighbor's internet. Guy across the street hooked up some fiber. Wired up a couple computers. I was busy. Sorry. Duty call.
I know you're trying to be like fucking facetious and all cute and shit, but it's a goddamn computer. It's not like fucking, you're not cracking codes over there.
I ain't got what you got. This is like the fucking Pentagon shit I got going here.
Oh, okay. Fuck me. Sorry we're late, but people don't know how to work Skype, so we're figuring it out as we go.
That'd be me.
All right, Mark, have at it.
About what? Oh, you sharing? So what's going on, Chris? How's that trailer coming along? I saw pictures of your trailer a while back you sent me. The thing looked next level.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I pretty much got everything together except for I have 4 hose reels that need electrified, so we're not hamsters anymore as we reel it up. And that'll be a big time saver, but it's a 12-footer. Tandem axle, all aluminum. I can haul it around with my SUV. I got a 2015 Honda Pilot. Had to have a little bit of a suspension altercation to, the weight distribution, get a little tongue weight off of it. But yeah, man, I'm spraying soap and bleach on people's houses and cleaning them up.
Now you doing pressure washing as well, or you doing pressure washing as well, or just soft washing?
I have a pressure washer installed on the back of it. It's on a flat skid, so I mounted it in there, and I got about 250 feet of pressure washer hose, and I'm able to. That ball valve is just easy peasy.
Yeah. You run 12 volt chem pumps, or you running?
Yeah.
Gas powered.
12 volt.
Yeah.
At this time, there's not much. The biggest building we have here in the valley is 5 stories, and there's 2 of them. One's an old hotel, and the other one's a hospital. So.
Yeah.
Other than them, most of it's just 1-2-story homes, and I'm running all 1/2-inch lines and 5.5 gallon pump, 12 volt pumps. So I have a freshwater pump and an application pump and 300 feet of hose for each one of those.
Pretty much doing residential with that?
At this time, yeah. I'm the new guy on the block, so I've only been... The trailer's been active pretty much for about 2.5 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's new.
Nice. Well, everything's nice when it's new, and then it starts to...
corrode immediately.
Yeah, especially in it.
Yeah, I got the bleach pretty much contained, and it's a slick setup. I can fill it all off auxiliary, 2.5 gallon pump. I just have another little plug in to the battery, and It's vented out the bottom. Haven't had any spills, and yeah, everything's nice until you start using it. Which I'm wiping it down.
Yeah.
I like to stay clean.
Yeah. Well, then you foresee any problems before they actually become an issue, too.
Yeah, setting up a maintenance program too for it.
Very cool. How's your market out there right now? Is it you staying busy?
It's like every other week, man. I'm getting the phone calls. I think my downfall right now is just not having enough money to do some advertising. But
yeah.
When I'm out there, I'm yapping and handing out cards and door hangers and such like that.
Yeah.
The word's getting out. I got the Facebook, Instagram happening for me.
You doing a lot of window cleaning too, or just the soft wash, pressure wash?
I got about 25 accounts now, and monthlies.
Okay.
When I started this business, I didn't have the trailer or any of that. I just started strictly window cleaning.
Yeah.
And I kind of took after what you said as far as the nut, getting it all sustainable monthly, and started there. I hit the feet on the street and just started going door to door businesses.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
And picking up here and there.
Yeah.
And then
nice.
I was like into that about 4 or 5 months, brand new, and then COVID. So I had a bunch of lessons.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that definitely knocks it down a peg, but
everybody's hurting. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
it started to get better here, and then it got worse again. But we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah, as far as the market goes, I'm the only soft wash company within 100 miles here.
Really?
So,
now, if you could just get the Skype thing down, you'd be fucking have her licked.
geez, I can Skype from home, and I can sell all my house washes.
I don't know.
I'm learned up now. I'm a quick learner.
That's cool.
What's up, Chris
cool.
Lambrinides? You fucking beast, man. That fucking X2 is a fucking piece of equipment. I dropped it off the back of my truck today.
Did you?
No, you did not.
Oh, yeah.
You leave the tailgate down?
Oh, yeah.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, that thing is like I don't have the X2, so I'm not fancy enough, but the other thing I toss around, nothing happens to it.
Yep. Right out of the back of the truck, slid across the ground, fucking almost hit somebody's car parked. Good shit.
What is this machine?
Good
the
shit.
X2?
Yep.
Pure water.
Guess what? It still makes pure water. It did not affect the TDS at all.
Probably
Is this the same machine that you've had for ever?
He just got this.
No, I just got this. I just got done blowing Chris Lambrinides, and I was so good at blowing him that he gave that to me.
Sweet.
Sometimes you gotta blow.
Yeah. He's like, dude,
Will you
that's
blow
the
one
best.
for me? I need a new machine.
No!
Right?
You don't help me out?
Nope.
Seth, will you blow him for me?
I mean, I've been known to blow a guy or two once in a while, but
Oh boy, we
gotta
need
get
sound
some-
clips.
I
We're
gotta
gonna
get
start
some-
getting sound clips off this show.
That is the smoothest pole. Going in and out.
TJ, what year's that Ferrari?
Question.
Huh?
What year's that Ferrari?
I'm
That
not
was
sure.
the truck.
I'm not sure. I've never asked him. Every time I've gone, I mean, all these years
Same
I've been there,
different.
that's the second Ferrari he's had. The one before that was one of those, like the old 90s versions, you know what I'm talking about, with the real popular, with the, the ones everyone had a poster of it.
The Magnum BM.
No, it wasn't the Magnum PI version. You know the one I'm talking about, it had the vented sides, you know what I'm talking about, it had the louvers on the side.
That's going on either side.
Yeah,
That's
he had
the
one of
Versa?
those. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a Ferrari guy.
That also looks cool, though. Did they have an interior pool?
Yeah,
Is
that's-
that what you're parking around?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I like the Cracker soundtrack.
Yeah, it was a pretty good soundtrack. I like I said, I feel like there needs to be only Action Bronson on there, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, what's up, guys? I caught up on all the podcasts today at work. Excellent job, guys. Thanks, Ryan. You're an awesome guy. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, man, I just can't fucking say enough about that X2, man. It's just, it's awesome. Chris's wiener tastes good. And that fucking thing works great.
Tell us more about Chris's wiener.
It's girthy. It's got a little length. You know what I mean? It's girthy and lengthy. So I mean, he's fucking stretching it all out. I had stretch marks around my lips. I had to put cocoa butter on them.
Yeah, you look like the Joker.
Yeah. You know how I got these scars? See, I wanted some pure water. There's only, like I said, there's only one thing I don't like about it, and I've remedied that situation. But there's only one thing I didn't like about it, and one of these days I'll edit the video. I've shot my X2 review video probably like 7 or 8 times. You know what I mean? I just need to edit it and put it up. Mark threw me for a loop because he's like, I'm tired of seeing people do videos and they're doing water-fed poles.
I never said that. I said they're riveting. I need to see more videos of people with the water-fed pole. They're just so fun to watch. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like watching WWE.
Listen,
what's gonna happen next?
Yeah, hey, bro.
You're lucky that my computer's been running slow because I haven't cleaned out my files. Because I have been working on the video where Mark gets his ass whooped cleaning windows.
Yeah. In other words, you have to edit the video.
No.
He
doesn't want you to look bad.
No, I have like 40 minutes of raw footage I have to go through.
TJ and the woman that worked in the storefront,
everyone's seen the fucking video. Mark, you know just as well as I do that you left mistakes.
Okay. Yeah.
If you guys
all right, so if there in the IWCA fucking window cleaning fucking speed competition, do you get points deducted for mistakes?
Yeah.
All right, then you lost. Eat a fucking dick. You lost. Eat a dick. You lost. Eat a dick. You lost. Eat a dick.
Okay. All right.
I'm bringing my 22-inch washer and my 22-inch Squeegee and fucking whooping your ass again.
Bring whatever you want.
I'm bringing Seth one too so he can whoop your ass too.
Poor Jen has to ride home with you 18 hours while you cry.
Nah.
The whole fucking way.
It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen. Life is not worked out like that.
Tennessee and Ohio on the road.
Nope. I'm gonna spread you open.
Yeah. Well.
Would you bring a taller pole for me? Yeah.
Can you guys get me like a 22-inch razor blade?
Probably.
That's a good idea.
Probably.
You could scratch 22 inches of glass.
Listen,
do it all at once.
Listen, man. This is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm going to tell you. I could have easily walked up to those windows and cleaned them without a pole. First off, I would have beat his ass then. Like I said, I was trying my hardest not to make Mark look bad. That's what I was trying to do, is not make you look bad.
Yeah.
So, you could be mad about it if you want to be mad about it.
I'm not mad. I'm not even.
You clearly sound mad.
I know what I'm capable of, and I've seen what
I know what I'm capable of, dude.
Stovepipe is getting pissed off over
Yeah. Big mad, dude.
No.
Big mad.
No.
Big mad.
Just like I said. Yeah, Alex, I'll take shit that never happened for 500, please.
Now, if making pictures with another guy's dick in some other guy's mouth was a fucking speed competition, you'd be the winner.
Okay. Yeah.
Does anyone else find it weird that Mark has like all of these dudes' dicks on his phone at a whim?
He has a plethora of dicks.
This guy has a plethora of cocks. He just got like a fucking I've got pictures. I've got naked pictures of my wife and shit, like my wife's boobs and shit. Mark's got dudes' dicks in his phone.
But I'm also not the one in the podcast that I was licking on.
I want all these dicks.
Give me
Mark went on Supermarket Sweep and had 4 cartloads of dicks.
I pay extra to download all the dicks.
All these dicks, I just love it. Mark, welcome to Supermarket Sweep. Where are you going? I'm going after the meat. All the mushroom tips.
You got the purple-headed yogurt slinger.
Okay, listen to him. He's lifting weights to the Rocky fucking soundtrack after he gets off here every night.
So Chris, where are you from?
Oh, I grew up in Lewiston, Idaho.
Okay, are you still out that way or where
northwest? Yeah, I'm actually just right across the river on the east side of Washington State. The Snake River goes right in between each town, and that's the border. So
nice, man. I heard that's a beautiful area.
I am, yeah, and it's blessed to be out here. It's dude, it's so nice today. Yet, I mean, all 4 seasons. So it gets hot in the summertime, but today was like high of 75, just a perfect day, a little overcast, and finally got a little sprinkle of rain.
It's gonna be hot as fuck for you next week.
But there's some nice, beaches upriver, and
nice, man.
It's gonna be hot as fuck.
I haven't really been back east.
There's hot weather moving across the country.
Are you living in
as
Vermont?
We speak.
I'm in Massachusetts.
Connecticut.
As TJ likes to say, I live in Connecticut, but I fucking don't.
Okay.
I mean, it's been like 85 plus for like, I don't know, 4 weeks.
Right. Same here.
I know Mark's used to it, and he's like, "Oh, I love the heat." But
No, dude, it was over 100 degrees yesterday. I never get used to it, man.
I hate that. Anything over 90 can go fuck itself.
I'd rather work in the cold. I don't like the heat.
Same, yeah.
We're not going to be able to have a window cleaning competition in Tennessee in September. It'll be too cold for Mark. Yeah, we'll have to wait until we're down in Florida. We'll have to wait till we're down in Florida for sure.
I'm used to standing on toolboxes in 75 degrees.
Seth, don't even bring tools.
The only thing that seems to fucking make Mark's cheeks red is when you talk about him losing in a speed competition. He gets so fucking mad. I'm not mad!
I wasn't even there to make Mark lost.
Look, I'm going to tell you, okay, if you ever play me in any kind of game, whether it's a board game, any kind of sport, any kind of competition, okay, I will find a way, if I know I'm not going to win, to fucking cheat.
Yep.
Okay? And I usually get away with it.
What you guys don't know is that Mark tried cheating fucking against me window cleaning too, the motherfucker.
Shit. Give me that.
Dude, whatever, Mark. Whatever. It's still in the footage. I'll show you. You even said something. You're like, all right, I'm not going to cheat. You even told me, you're like, all right, I won't cheat. I won't cheat.
Here's what happened. Play by play. I never said, and you can go back to the podcast, that I was a faster window cleaner. I said, I know I'll keep up with you.
Yeah.
But then I said, because I questioned the wagtail / 0 degree process.
Yeah.
And I said I can clean windows faster with an extension pole and a squeegee than you can do with that S plus channel.
And I determined, the lie detector test determined that was
working.
Are you fucking kidding me, Mark?
Yep.
Dude,
that's
all you gotta do is go to the fucking video. Go to the video. It's right there.
Go to the video.
It's right there.
Using the S plus.
Yeah, go to the video and watch it.
That was a technical problem. The video got
No.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, Mark was in your office for 20 minutes just punching your computer because he didn't have.
First of all, let's just put it this way. Mark had a 22-inch squeegee and an 18-inch mop. I had a 14-inch S plus channel and a fucking 18-inch mop, and we both finished at the same time. So you could eat a whole stack of dicks. And I didn't have no mistakes on my shit. And then we remember when we raced on the fucking door, and I didn't put that in the video because you wanted to race on doors. You were like, oh wait, we're doing doors this time. So I set the fucking camera so close that it's shooting up like this. We go 1, 2, 3, go. I get done, and Mark's got to fucking run all the way down the center of his window. You motherfucker! I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. I'm putting that fucking shit on YouTube now, you cocksucker.
You might die if you keep going.
Slow down the video. You'll see TJ take the
He did that to me.
Oh, look at that.
Dude, hey, listen. He did the same thing to me. You're a motherfucker, Mark. You know, that's what's funny about
Just
that
like
is...
around his...
No, he did that to me. He did that to me. We were standing there after he made the lady jump out of her seat. And I said, what the fuck is that on your window over there? He went like this. He's like, I don't know. What's that on your window? And fucking flung water right. Yeah, you're such a cocksucker, Mark. Whatever, dude. What's up, Marcus? Bill. Bill Jordan, what up? Jason Lehman, Chris Salazar, Abraham Newell, Ryan King, John Sacco, Philip Alexander. What up, Philip? How's everyone doing? We are here with Patreon member Chris Johnson. He just learned how to use Facebook 5 minutes ago.
I'm new.
He's new.
I'm real new.
I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to start having Patreon members come on as guests occasionally. You know what I mean? But if you want to be a guest on the show and you're a Patreon member, talk to me. Don't talk to Mark. Because if you'd have just reached out to me, I'd have had you set up before you even got on. I would have walked you right through it. I would have told you exactly what to do. Mark's like, download Skype.
What other instruction do you give him, asshole? What other instruction do you give him?
The truth is, I had to download Skype.
Yeah, he didn't have Skype.
A lot of people don't use Skype anymore. You know what I mean?
It's been like 10 years.
Yeah, nobody likes Skype. I mean, I could if people would prefer. Yeah, if people would prefer Zoom, I guess we could do Zoom.
I don't.
You know what I mean? But this is the thing: we are still Skype because Mark, and I'm not picking on Mark. Mark is 50 some odd years old. Computers aren't his fucking thing. You drop a bucket of bolts and a trash can in his backyard, he's gonna build you a fucking an airplane. But what I'm trying
was born before Kennedy was
yeah,
died.
so the Skype thing is purely I stick with it because Mark is used to it. As soon as Mark feels he's ready to take the leap to another platform, we will.
I don't. We're not changing platforms, thank God.
I'll take 80% of the
listen,
blame.
Mark Taylor, Philip Alexander came to watch the podcast tonight to let us know that the Minuteman is 100% USA designed, and all parts, including the carbon fiber, the clamps, the tips, the hose, made 100% by a USA business. Right here in America.
Philip, that's a horrible name.
Yeah, I said call it the Patriot.
That's a horrible name.
I'd call it the Patriot instead, but I didn't want to give him.
I'd call it the Patriot.
I wouldn't.
The
I didn't.
Minuteman?
Yeah. That sounds like him and Jason Lehman sat down.
From when TJ was blowing Chris was a Minuteman. That's how good TJ is.
I'm just really good at fellatio.
That's not bad.
I'm just really good at fellatio. That's what it is. Listen, I think that's a great. You know what? I know people are not very fond of Philip. I think Philip's a decent guy. He just goofier and fucking nuttier than a squirrel turd. But
that's all I thought of was.
I will say this: the attempt to do something in that manner, 100% USA source from top to bottom in this industry, is a noble effort. I will put it that way. You know what I mean? I think just my personal thoughts right out the gate is it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive than a China-made pole. But I would
assume so, but I'm willing to pay more money. I'm just not willing to spend double. So if it can come in a little more money than what he's making, I would honestly be interested in that.
Yeah.
What's
up, Henry? Henry actually asked to come on the podcast, but Chris Johnson.
What's going to happen, right? Once Phil gets this poll down pat and makes it as good as he normally does.
Mm-hmm.
You watch what happens within the next year. Everybody's going to have American-made polls, and Phil's going to be kicked to the again.
Well, I can tell you this right now, and Mike's Squeegee's right. Everyone knows I was a huge... I pushed Simple super hard last year. You know what I mean? That was my goal last year. Philip asked me to help him promote his product and do video and tell everybody how good of a product that he has, and I feel like I did that. I think I did a pretty good job at that because now there's a lot of people, especially guys that watch this podcast, that have Simples and love them. I have a Sim 22. And I absolutely fucking love that pole. I just telling him today. I can't get enough of it. It's awesome. You know what I mean? It's awesome. You know
Yeah,
what I
if
mean?
you could just figure out how to buy one conveniently.
Yeah, if you could just buy one conveniently.
Yeah, I'd love to give you my money, Philip, if you
Yeah.
made it easy to buy it.
Yeah. So Chris, do you use water-fed pole in your window cleaning business?
Yes, I do.
What are you using?
I just have a half gallon DI tank.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I use pressure. I mounted it in my trailer right now. I think I sent a little video on the podcast because I put 300 feet of that hose, the 5/16 hose, and went to my neighbor's house. And yeah, it's been working.
I've got myself, like with my hydro cart, with that big pump on that bitch, I fucking plug into the wall, hook that fucker up to water, and I can run. You've been out to this Veterans Home, Mark, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I go out there, set that machine up in one spot, and do one whole fucking side of that bitch in one set. Yeah. But that's all that machine is good for, as far as I'm concerned. Like, the X2 is better than it. And the reason why I say that is because the X2 is portable. You don't need electric. It's got really great flow. The only thing I don't like about it... Pump? No pump. No pump. The only thing I don't like about it is the way that you switch from DI... Not to DI, you know, DI to just RO.
You gotta change.
You gotta unscrew shit. And you know what I did? I'm gonna just say it. I put quick connects on everything.
I was wondering if you put a three-way. Well, not three-way.
Quick connects, you know, like quick connects, like you would like a fucking pressure washing hose.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Quick connect.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why would you be switching to DI only or RO?
Because sometimes you don't need it.
What, when you got low TDS?
Yeah, I mean, where I'm at, I mean, I hardly ever, I barely use my DI.
I run my shit all the time.
I mean, what I'm saying is I run into instances where my TDS, I mean, before the RO's even plugged in, I'm shooting zeros with just the RO filters, you know what I mean?
It goes through the RO before DI, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the DI polishes
how much DI is it?
DI cartridges are small.
Yeah.
They're small because you got an RO before them.
Right. 2 ROs.
Yeah, you got 2 ROs.
It's going to last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
And a regular charcoal filter on the back. It's fucking dope, man. PH7 is great systems. Yeah, I know. But I'm telling you right now, that X2's gangster. So you can say whatever you want.
How much flow are you getting if you, like, let's say...
Dude, I'm shooting 18-inch, 3 stories in the air, 18-inch fucking rinse bar.
How much hose you have?
Off of my RO. When I plug into the DI, that's a different story.
All right, so I was going to say I have to run RO DI because...
Just fucking rinse more. Just rinse more. Just make sure you're rinsing a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I have a 12-volt pump on mine, just to, like, help out when I have over 200 feet of hose. Because I'm lazy. I don't want to move. Like, I want to set up once in a house and be fucking done with it. But, yeah, when I run through DI, I have to. Because the lowest water I've had was, like, 240, 250 TDS. It's just hard water here. You know what I mean? Like,
my usual setup with the X2 is one of those... 100-foot X-Force hoses. It's like a miniature fire hose. And not the one that collapses down on itself. It's like a mini fire hose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I use 100 foot of that. I use like 25 feet, I think, of a yellow hose that comes with the X2, the 3/8 or whatever it is. Yeah, to a quick connect. And then from there, I put like 50 feet of my 5/16 on it. And I just rock out, you know what I mean? And it's easy to move. I just grab the cart, roll it down, you know what I mean? Usually, boom, boom, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, usually once you're set up, you're good.
Yeah.
You're just running off of water pressure?
Yes, Chris. Off of water pressure, yes.
How big's your pump, Seth?
It's a 12-volt pump, so I think it's like 2.5 gallons per minute.
Okay.
On my 12-volt. And it's plenty for me. I mean, if I'm running...
It pushes through the DI?
Yeah, so I have RODI set
Goes
up.
through the DI.
Mark,
It pulls through the DI. So
What's-
it's like after the DI setup, it hooks into the pump, and then from the pump is like my hose reel.
what's
Right,
that
right,
pump
right,
on yours run? Mark's fucking setup is super gangster though.
Mine's
I
80
can't wait
psi
for
5.
It doesn't
80
pulse.
PSI. No,
It's
because
fucking
I-
gangster, dude.
He has like the digital I don't know what he calls it, but he basically has like something that like handles the fluctuation.
Well, what it is, those pumps work off of a pressure switch. So let's say at 40 psi they turn back on, and at 80 psi they turn off. Okay, during that time you're going to push more or less water while that pump is running. That's obvious. So the system that I built has an accumulator on it, which is a bladder tank that forces air into the lines. So no matter what, even if you're at 80 psi or 40 psi, you're getting the same flow. Because I couldn't stand that. No, that
sucks.
don't work. Yeah, it's an
So the new
accumulator
ones that you and Seth are gonna have are gonna be even cooler, aren't they?
No, I'm not going to change much on them. I'm honestly not going to change much.
The reason I wanted to buy mine is because I saw Mark's.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like you're gonna get on that.
every
What's
time
the
I've
system?
seen it, he's. Go ahead, Mark.
It's a system I built. It's a system. It's a tank system that I built that I keep in the back of
I
the
can
truck.
tell you this:
Oh,
if
okay.
if TJ ever puts video up of it, or I ever put video up of it, you're gonna get like 30 inboxes.
Yeah.
Just send me
Hands
the
down, because that thing is super.
I'd love to take a look at it.
Dude, it's
Well,
fucking
I would
sweet,
build- I would
dude.
build something right on my trailer.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm almost considering building 3 at one time. Okay, rather than 2.
Simlabs.
3 is just as easy to build as 2 at one time.
I
Okay.
want all 3 in my face.
You need to go work at Simlabs.
Where do you put the bladder? The bladder is after the pump.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it goes from the tank into the pump, okay, and then into the pressure bladder, and then into your hose reel.
Mark is really slow at cleaning windows with a squeegee, but man, is he fucking smart.
He is.
He's super smart. Mark's really smart. He's
Short,
just slow.
untalented,
Just
very
short.
smart.
He's short. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, how tall are you? You look pretty tall.
He is.
5'10".
5'10".
I was like
Yeah.
10'5".
Yeah.
Really
Whoa. Why are you?
I
Why?
don't need any
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah. Number 10 window cleaning. That's what you guys would be.
That's like 4 marks.
Yeah. Aww. Aw, Mark.
I feel like when I see Mark, he's just gonna punch me right in the face.
I don't understand.
Anybody. I'm over that.
Yeah.
No.
Give it to
I'm
me
excited to
harder,
get Mark's
big boy.
system, use it for 1 month, and be like, oh, it's really cold. I can't take it out.
Yeah.
So the pure water system that you built, Mark,
Yeah.
how much space does it take up in, a cubic?
It was built in the configuration of the truck that I use it in. So I would say it's probably 2.5 foot wide. It's in a short bed Super Duty, and so if it's on one side, there's enough room to put piece ladders next to it. Okay, and it literally fits between. So it's a 6.5 foot bed.
I have to buy a new
and then
truck
there's
now.
a toolbox which is 2 feet. So I would say it's 4 foot. It's 4 foot long, probably 18 inches wide, and about 3.5, 4 foot tall. I'll put pictures up.
It's a small footprint.
It's a
Mark,
small
what did I meet up with you 2 winters ago? Not last winter,
Yes.
but the winter before. I was
Yes.
in Florida playing golf
Yeah.
with my dad and my brother, and I was only maybe 20 minutes from Mark. We ended up meeting up at that furniture store you were working at.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
I pulled up next to him. We were going to go grab lunch, and I'm like, oh, like, what do you got back here? And he opened up the bed of the truck, and I'm like, what the fuck is that, man? He's like, oh, I made it myself.
I
was
made
like,
it.
"Oh." I made it. He's like, no, it's
No,
great.
look.
But I saw it. He showed me how everything worked, and like since that day, I'm like, when I have to convince Mark to make me one of these because
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough to make it.
Well, initially.
Well,
I
that was the
planning
plan
on-
initially, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Before all this fucking crazy shit
happened.
happened, we were gonna.
Yeah.
That was the plan. Was
Yeah.
He goes, I'll make you one, but we gotta make 3, so you gotta find somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, well, everybody wanted one, but then when it came down to, hey, pulling the trigger, I understand that. But you ain't gonna find nothing that looks like this.
If it wasn't for the
less money.
coronavirus, if it wasn't for the coronavirus, I could like work for 2 days and give you the money to, but it's not like that anymore.
Right. All good, but you know what, Chris? As I said, for me, I have my largest account.
My life sucks
store,
right now.
Okay, actually, I'm working for them tomorrow, so they brought me back. My largest account is a furniture store, and some of the stores are older, so they don't have water outlets or they've been shut down. Okay, so I said I'm going to build a system where I can bring water, a tank system, and I looked online. Everything is $4,000 and $5,000. I'm like, I can build that for a lot less, just as nice, if not better, the way I want it. And I honestly had no plan except for I knew I needed this pump, this accumulator, this hose reel, and I literally have pictures of it, of everything laying on the ground to build the footprint around the materials. Yeah. Then when it started to come together, then it flowed. And other than, the only thing that, believe it or not, took me a while to get figured out was the plumbing, to make the plumbing work and look like it belongs there versus hoses running everywhere. It's as streamlined as it can possibly get,
That's kind of exactly how I built that trailer. I just, built all the bigger pieces and worked my way smaller. Yeah. And I've already ripped out the original configuration for the water and got a new 4-way valve. And also,
how big is your water, Chris? How big is your water tank?
It's a 100-gallon tank.
So, are you batch mixing, or are you?
I have a, what is it?
Proportioner.
It's from Midwest Soft Wash. It's called, it's a manifold.
Yeah, it's like a dial system.
A mix.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be probably pretty easy.
Do you have the proportioner or no?
What I have.
Is it the proportioner?
No, it's not from them. Oh. It's not those guys. They were too expensive. They wanted like $1,200 for their little unit. It's the hydro. It's called a hydro mixer. It's from Midwest Soft Wash. We'll give them a shout out because he's great to work with.
I'm sure he is. But Chris, my point is this: it doesn't. I've seen the pictures because when you were building it, you sent it to me, and I was impressed. I was impressed with your build because it was very clean. And but what I'm saying right now is, it doesn't seem to me very hard to convert that into a strictly pure water system or a soft wash system if you flush the lines.
So I'm just going to put an auxiliary tank and have just strict pure water before I go out and pump it through something, or have the ability to fill up a tank and then pump it out through a DI. I have to choose one of those. So do I hook up? I mean, I might go pure water before, because then tank only, and then I can just backpack it off like from my car. I can switch that tank. If it was like a 20 gallon. I was gonna ask how big is the gallon?
Mine's 50 gallons, and that's because when the next size tank up was like 75, and it was just too big. To do what I wanted to do. And I wasn't sure how long 50 gallons would last. But with what I'm doing, I can do 3 or 4 large car dealerships before it needs to be filled again.
I don't want to take the time to wash out that tank, that 100-gallon tank, and deal with all that.
Mark, do you use that like univalve system, like the pull to stop, like pull to put back on?
You know what? Look, when I made a deal with someone and bought their equipment, one of those univalves showed up. And I used it for about 10 minutes, and then it started to frustrate me.
Yeah.
So I said no more. But I keep, I'm going to put them on your guys' systems. I have 243 Ace hooks. What?
I don't get a new one.
You're getting my system.
Yeah, I don't get a new one. Yeah,
so
but I get yours.
Put that on,
you're going to put that on mine? Oh, okay.
You're going to get it exactly running. You're going to get it running.
Oh, so you're adding something to it?
No, I'm going to give it to you just the way I use it.
Oh,
I'm going to clean it up. You don't
have to do that for me.
No, I'm going to clean it up, and but
I'm just glad I don't have to pay what Seth has to pay.
Trust me, Seth will make his
it
money
can be
back
dropped on the ground. Hey, you can drop it on the
money.
ground a couple times if you want. I don't really care. You can paint the fucker pink. I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
It's just gonna fall out the back of the truck.
Yeah, it's just gonna fall out the back of the truck anyway. No, I'm actually going to put it in my green truck. That's what I'm gonna do with it. I have a green truck.
It'd be perfect for that.
Yep, I'm gonna swap. I'm gonna pull the bed off of it here soon, and do a major overhaul on the suspension and shit like that. Just because it's a '97 and it's falling apart, it needs shackles and all that shit. So I'm gonna pull it apart.
No, that's the salt the roads up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it fucks everything up. It fucks everything up. But yeah, I'm gonna pull it apart, put it back together. You know what I mean? Probably gonna buy a new transmission for it, or have someone competent rebuild it for me. And then, because the guy took to have it rebuilt fucked it up, then I'm gonna put it back on the road.
There you go.
The little Ranger that could, and I'm gonna slide that fucker right in the back of it. I'm gonna pull the toolbox off of it.
F-150, you gotta leave the tailgate down though.
Oh yeah, and we all know how that works for me.
Yeah.
I have no problem leaving the tailgate down, Mark. That's the thing.
Well, I can tell you that if it falls out full of water, you ain't picking it up.
What's that, Mark?
If it falls out when it's full of water, you ain't picking it
No
up.
way, no fucking way.
Empty,
Well, how
it's
long
not
does that
heavy.
75 gallons last you? I mean,
Or
forever?
50.
2 weeks?
No, I filled it up tonight because I've got a big
What's up,
job
Richie?
tomorrow. Once a week I can fill it up, and again, granted, I probably use it twice a week. You know, I'm not a residential guy, so most of my stuff, my bigger accounts, you know, like me and my son went to one of my colleges and there wasn't a water outlet, so I literally just took the hose off, left the reducer fitting on it, and rinsed all the windows and frames because we hadn't been there in over 3 months because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I just hosed everything down with it and went through about 15 gallons of water, you know.
See, man, and that's what I want it for, because I feel like I have a bunch of the storefronts that I do and that are in my area are really they're just conducive to clean. I could smash this shit with a water fed
Yeah.
This is still burning, so I gotta keep smoking it. Go ahead, keep
I've
going.
always considered like even just having like a connection on it, like soft wash guys do, where they put like the oh my god, my brain just malfunctioned. But like a sprayer for like a garden hose, right? Like, and having
Yeah, you
that
could
just
put
to
that
rinse
on there.
stains, doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you
dude,
come in,
look,
just knock all the
put it
dirt
this
off
way.
and go for it.
Put it this way. When I feel like washing that truck, I literally take the reducer fitting off. I put a gun on it.
Yep.
Okay, and I wash my truck with it because it's dry spot free too.
Yeah.
You know, I literally pull out 30 feet of it, wash the whole truck, roll it back up. It's done.
What's up,
You know,
Lewis?
walk away.
Okay, Mark, so do you have a DI that comes off of it?
Yes, it's
And RO tanks?
No RO. There's room for an RO, but the reason I didn't put an RO on mine was because I have a whole house RO. So I'm going in, I'm filling that tank at 15 TDS, and then I'm just polishing it up. Okay?
See, I
Your
wanna,
whole house is RO?
Yeah, my whole house is RO.
I need to
Did
have.
you
I
make
need
that
to.
yourself too?
No, I didn't make that myself. No, that was over my head because it's the whole house.
Like everything else.
Oh, hey, ha ha, Oh, he
Good
did
one,
that.
Seth.
He did the fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
what the fuck,
Oh,
dude?
yes, the drum set.
Now I forgot what I was gonna say, and it was gonna be nice.
I ruined it. So.
It was gonna be nice. It was gonna be about Mark, but I forgot.
Did you buy the house with that RO installed?
No,
Okay.
but my house is
How
on
much
well
does-
water.
Okay.
My house is on well water, and
Well, you pretty much have to.
Our area has a lot of iron in the water.
Yeah.
So I went through, in 20 years I've been here, I went through 2 water systems. And then when I had kids, honestly, my wife was like, we got to get better water in this house.
Right.
Not that our water was dangerous, but it was.
Just better.
Yes. So.
Less heavy
that
metals.
guy-
Less heavy metals. You don't want them to
Yes,
set off metal
exactly.
detectors when they get older.
So the guy that does my DI tanks, who's local to me, who also services the system in the house, he put the RO system in the house. Okay, so like people are like, you live on well water. I hate to tell you this, but my RO water is better than any city water ever.
Yeah, 15 TDS. That's
and that's adjustable. I can adjust it to whatever I want.
Wash windows with that.
Yeah, you can. But I mean, it actually they had to. When they first put it in, it was pumping out at like 10, and I'm like, you're gonna kill my pipes, you're gonna kill my dishwasher, you're gonna kill my washer and dryer. What people don't understand is pure water is aggressive, and it eats shit up. Okay, so literally within a year, I'd need a dishwasher. My pipes would be a problem, and so we've got it settled in around between 12 and 15 TDS.
Wow.
Yeah, but the system is set up with enough room to add RO vessels if you wanted to. Everything is there to do it. You just got to put the membrane in.
Yeah, I look at those systems and I think maybe I could do that, but
I'll send you pictures of mine. I got pictures of it as a skeleton when it was first being laid out, all the way up to its complete, so you could see what goes into it, because it's aluminum. All the base and the top is aluminum. All the hardware is stainless, and then all the mainframe is 1-inch square tubing.
John Sacco said he used to use an Ikataki, IOXAH or HATCHEE. What's that, Mark? That's an area where you're at, right? Or L.
Where are you reading that?
John Sacco here, above and beyond John Sacco. I used to live in
Loxahatchee.
Loxahatchee. There you go.
Yeah, I'm
that's
just a little bit.
only people that love Leonard Skinner can pronounce that properly.
Loxahatchee.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's where I live. It's actually.
He said he
used to
use hydrogen peroxide.
They use hydrogen peroxide to clean the carbon filter.
Oh, okay.
I used to have to do that too.
Oh,
it's a mess.
Right.
Yeah, it's not fun, especially when you got, like I said.
So how often are you changing your RO filters at your house?
Every 3 years.
No, okay.
Yeah, every 3 years. Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
No,
because the system automatically back flushes. Every other day. Yeah, it cleans the membrane every other day. So we're on the second membrane. So. The only issue I had with this is going to blow your mind. The guys that installed it is a 350-gallon tank, right?
Uh-huh.
And apparently they never checked the tank, because in the bottom of it was white sand about this much. The tank is like 6 foot in diameter, and there was this much white sand. So, like, after it went in, everybody was happy. The water was great. My toilet is running. And I'm like, why is the toilet running? And I lift the tank and lift in the flapper thing, and it's still running. And I'm like, all right. So I go buy a new flapper valve. The next day, my kid's toilet is running. Okay, well, basically, it was just because everything was that tank goes into the house. Okay, so there's no filtration between the house and the tank, and basically was just slowly putting sand into my sink, my dishwasher, my ice maker, everything, until I went to the far opposite side of the house, turned the hose bib on, and it literally puked out white sand for about 2 minutes. So then they came in. We had to replace all the toilet flush valves again. Dishwasher needed service, and they put a giant sediment filter. But now, obviously, that was the only hiccup with it, because they didn't check the tank, when they put it in.
Why didn't they just replace the tank then?
Because...
you got sediment in it. Why not just fucking...
Yeah. Well, they would have replaced the tank, but at the time, it makes water. It's not very fast. When it drops 50 gallons is when it starts to make water.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it'll have 300. It starts to make water, and it makes it, because we got the TDS so low, it makes it slower. It's the wastewater is almost 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So in order to make 50 gallons, you got to use 100 gallons of water. Okay, so, and the tank was full, and it took like 2 days to fill, and I'm like, no. Let's just put a good, but we drained it down from the bottom valve and got most of the sand out, and what little left did get picked up in the sediment filter. So, and that was only the first week. After that, there's nothing in the tank.
Right, yeah, of course. Oh, jeez, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
How's your pool coming along, TJ?
Man, some titties float in it. That's all I know.
They're using the hell out of that pool, huh?
Oh, yeah, the girls are in there. Uriah is a world-class swimmer now. Yeah, when we first got, I went out and bought him like one of those super slim life jackets. They're just buoyant enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a jet ski. It was a little pricey. It was a little more. Those are more expensive than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
So like you could buy like a life vest, like a life vest for like fucking $20, or you could buy the super slick Rick version. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You want to make him feel bad with this big ass thing like floating around.
Yeah.
Well, my thing was this: he's a little feller, you know what I mean, and it's like, man, who wants to walk around with that bulky ass thing on all the time? I want to get him something. At least I know he'll be safe in the motherfucker, and he'll,
Yeah, no, look, he could get out of the pool, go in and have a snack, and don't have to take it off.
Right.
Or else he looks like he's ready to jump out of a fucking plane.
Right,
All I can say about TJ's pool, since I became friends with Jen on Facebook, she posts about the pool every day.
Yeah.
She must be fucking happy with it. That's all.
All I can say about TJ getting a pool is now my wife is bombarding me with fucking. I got one today.
Yeah.
Another.
Mark's gonna have to get.
I gotta get a fucking pool. Yeah.
Well, you do live in Florida where you can use.
I probably 75% of the house.
Well, Mark can't do it like the regular way. Mark has to put a Florida pool in, which means he's probably gonna have to have the big fucking screened-in cage around it, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got it after the last hurricanes we had.
Mm-hmm.
The insurance companies stopped insuring screen enclosures because none of them stayed up. Those fuckers were everywhere.
Of course.
Yeah. So now,
well, you mean lightweight aluminum?
Screen enclosure's like $20,000, and if you don't,
giant
and they won't insure it. Now they make the screen enclosures where the screens unzip and shit like that. But who wants to deal with that before a hurricane's coming?
Right.
All right.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna eventually do the above ground pool like you did.
I'm
gonna dig a hole. I ain't digging my fucking yard up for this thing.
Why not, bro?
Put it on the ground.
What a pussy, bro.
We'll build a deck.
Why not put it in ground?
Why don't you just dig? You got all the land. Why don't you get your wife a nice in-ground pool with a diving board so she could do laps? What?
She possibly might listen to this later. So shut.
That's why I'm saying I think Mrs. Tanner, of all people, deserves.
You deserve an in-ground pool
with a fucking diving board, so she can. She's all about fitness. She's all about fitness.
She is. She is.
That you could put her a nice pool in-ground pool. She could do laps in, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Believe it or not. When we bought this house, we looked at it was down to 2 homes. This one and one maybe a mile away.
And it had a pool.
And we didn't buy it because of the pool because I was deathly afraid with children.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, even with Uriah being 8 years old, it still crosses my mind. Like when I leave, like periodically through the day, I'll be thinking like, man, you know what I mean? Ugh. You know?
Not a fun feeling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, you don't even have to worry about that. But like, is there any other younger kids in your area?
Yeah. Well, I got an 8-foot tall fence around my shit. My whole yard.
People die in other people's pools.
He's got 7 dogs.
Yeah, that's
horrible. No one's getting in that yard without a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, not without a dog getting straight inside their asshole. No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
No,
I have a killer. I have a killer lab. She's a part pit bull, part lab. Her name's Chucky.
Well, what was the one that I met that was like pathetic, laid down? Like,
that's Frankie. That's Frankie.
Oh, okay. Frankie was like, as soon as I saw
the sweetest dog in the world.
Like laid down, and I was like, you were like, oh yeah, act like you never get any attention.
Hey, Chucky hasn't dug any more holes, by the way. My lesson worked. She doesn't even like dirt anymore.
She hates it.
Listen, she goes outside now. She uses the bathroom. They play for a little bit. They run around, bark at the squirrel because there's a squirrel that likes to run back and forth on the power line, or the telephone wire, just to piss off the dogs.
Yeah.
And then after she's done doing that, she sits on the porch and looks and waits for wagging her tail like, all right, I'm ready to come in. She doesn't. Yeah.
She's done digging
Chucky's
holes.
back there playing
holes.
sod.
Yeah, right. She's probably got a secret hole somewhere.
Yeah.
She's already trying to get under that. I put that new white vinyl fence up there where it used to be wood, and I'm replacing the fence. And fucking, she's already trying to figure out a way to get underneath that. Now I'm gonna have to put a smaller, like, chicken wire style fence at the base of the white fence to keep Chucky from sneaking out. Jen's like, she's trying to sneak out from underneath the fuck. You're gonna have to close that up, dude. She's like, I'm mowing the lawn, and I look over, and Chucky's got her fucking head and her paws through the bottom of the... Come on, man.
She's still digging holes?
No. Not as of right now, she hasn't dug anything, but it's probably gonna happen again. If it happens again, I won't be angry like I was next to the pool. Next to the pool, I was angry because that could have caused a catastrophic failure. It was big. I could have got down in the fucking hole. That's how big the hole she dug, dude. Yes, dude. It was
dude, my buddy told
it was
me
every.
that
It
when
was.
my dog was a puppy. That Tabasco sauce. He put one cap full of Tabasco sauce in his dog's mouth, and that dog would anytime all you had to do was show the dog the bottle, and the mouth just starts watering. And my asshole dog, I lived in a rental, and he fucking dug his claws into the sheetrock. And was fucking with the wall, and also dug in the backyard, and I pinned that asshole down and put a thing of Tabasco sauce, and then every time he dug holes, I would put Tabasco sauce in that hole. Grab it. I mean, I had to do it without him looking at it, because as soon as he saw the bottle, he'd run away.
Yeah.
But then I grab him and like put his nose down in it, and pretty soon he didn't dig anymore.
Right.
And it was Tabasco sauce that solved the problem.
Well,
but also,
There you go.
I'm gonna be honest. I filled the holes
his-
up with water and stuck Hazel and Frank's heads underneath the water, and they never dug again.
waterboard?
I filled their fucking.
Waterboarded it up.
I filled their hole up with water and fucking waterboarded them. They never dug again. Never dug
I
again.
remember being 9 years old. This makes me feel like I was a dog. And we had a big backyard, and in the back was a woods. And my dad caught me pouring gasoline in the woods and like flicking matches into it. And the woods were like connected to like 4 other people's houses. So like, he beat my ass, and I like just did it again. But the next day, he drugged me out of the house on a Saturday morning at 9:00 and made me knock on every neighbor's door. And I had to tell them, like, hey, my son almost burnt your house down by being a fucking asshole. And I had to, like, apologize. I fucking was so mortified. Like, I never did that shit again. But, like, I went my entire neighborhood down at, like, 9, just flicking matches into the woods. So.
Listen,
They all
man.
just like labeled you the pyromaniac.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Chucky around to other people's houses and make her explain.
Make her apologize.
I want you to
Chucky was
apologize.
like, can you pet me? Like, yeah, just it's a lab. So
Yeah.
we do one house where we have a lab, a chocolate lab, and his name's Marley, named after Bob Marley. But this dog constantly has a cast on its arm because it just runs itself till it like hurts its arm. It's like fucking mailman come, like he always hits a ball. Well, their backyard leads to the ocean. I'm like, this dog's 11, like it's not gonna follow me to the backyard. Nope, it did, and it jumped into the fucking ocean. This thing can't swim well because it's old. I had to go in, fully clothed, and pick up this idiot dog out of the water. Soaking wet. I hadn't done the inside yet. I had to wait for like an hour. Like, I almost killed my customer's dog. Great.
And you smelled like wet dog when you went in.
I
Yeah,
did. This
yeah.
dog was just super happy. Didn't just lay in the grass. Yeah. it's
The
fine.
dogs will get in the pool. Like Hazel, she'll jump in. The oldest, she'll jump in and swim whenever at will. As long as Jennifer's in there, she'll get in and get out. Frank, he'll get in, but you gotta hold him. You gotta, she's gotta hold him and float him around the pool like a big fucking baby. Chucky, same way. Chucky is like erratic. You know what I mean? She doesn't. You know what I mean? She's it's only the blonde ones. The chocolate ones don't fucking act like that. It's just the blonde ones. They are goofier than shit. Nuttier and fucking squirrel turds, both of them.
They're just dumb.
You know what? They're so fun.
Yeah.
Dude, last week when AT&T comes to my house to hook up the cable, right? The internet shit.
When
The
I
van,
showed up,
AT&T is not allowed to pull in your driveway, so it's fucking 100 degrees out. The guy parks all the way out in the street, and I see this guy. He's fucking 400 pounds, right? And I'm like, this poor bastard has to fucking walk back and forth 20 times. So I go outside and I want to introduce the dogs to him right away so that they know it's cool because he's coming in the house, right? And Tucker's got that aggressive in him. He's an Ohio dog. So the guy's standing there. I'm like, look, he's just gonna check you out. It's all good, right? So you know how the dog's right between the legs. Tucker puts his nose, right? So the guy's just kind of standing there. He looked like he was a little scared. So I go to the guy. You wipe? He goes, what? I go, did you wipe this morning? And he's like, yeah. I go, good. You did good? You wiped good? Okay. I go, then you're going to be all right. He was ready to leave. I got to work for this asshole.
Oh, Mark. That's fucked up, bro.
the worst.
Might be the worst dude ever for that one right there. That was so bad, Mark. I can't believe did you wipe? Yeah? Did you wipe good?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
That bottle, son.
Like a follow-up.
Fuck me.
But how good did you wipe?
Yeah. Well,
It's 400 pounds. How well can you wipe?
Yeah, exactly. Fucking bed sheet.
Unless you have a fucking mirror and a
what you
fucking
asked?
tax.
I'll just throw it over my back and just go like this. That's how I do it. Then just throw the rag away.
Shit's too fun, man. Too much fun.
Well, we got.
So as the new guy,
Yeah.
I'll ask the.
Yeah. You got any questions?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is kind of a dry subject, but as far as like your CRM, do you guys? I just run right off QuickBooks.
Yeah, me too.
You do?
I use the
do?
customer
He
factor.
uses customer factor.
I use
Seth, what
customer
do you?
factor. I use customer factor as well.
But customer factor interfaces with QuickBooks, so I mean it kind of.
Right. Right.
So
I mean, I think mine. TJ's got the suite hookup, but like I think it's $40 a month. Like, like when you're running, if you're not running a ton of jobs a week, like you don't necessarily need it, but you can grow with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. When I'm ready.
Yeah, when you're ready, I'd say. Some people say Jobber is one to use too. I like customer factor.
I've had customer factor since there was only 10 people using the software. I remember not myself personally, but the company that I worked for that I bought, they were one of the first on board. They actually used to get on the phone with this dude and talk to him back and forth all the time, and it's pretty cool software. It's
easy.
It's easy. They do have an app.
I use it all the time.
So it's gangster. They update it all the time.
What's the greatest thing about it, as far as other than just a little more organizational?
That's for me. That's really all. It keeps track of everything for me. I set it for my reoccurring accounts, so my calendar's set already on all my reoccurring accounts. All my restaurant, all that stuff. It's already automatic. Doom. I just click a button.
Automatic payments.
Automatic emails, automatic invoicing, the whole night. Once you get it set up, it just run the shit for you. Yeah.
And when that customer calls you and for me, it's like I have, I don't know, a backlog of 4,000 or 5,000 jobs now because it's been a long time. And, Peggy Johnson calls me. I can type her name in and I can see every job I've ever done for the price and figure out what she wants done.
I do that on QuickBooks though.
No, you can, but it's quick.
But I understand what you're saying. It seems to be.
So say he's going to wash a house, right? I'll go do an estimate, and I take 3 pictures of the house and upload it to customer factor. So when I pull their information,
what it is.
I get reminded. I'm like, oh, it's like a Gambrell style. It has this issue, that issue. Like when you have more than one guy, it definitely helps out for me.
See, I just keep it as my business is a little different because you Seth are obviously residential driven.
Yeah.
So you have to have a shit ton of accounts to stay busy all the time. TJ's a mixture of residential and commercial, so I could see where it benefits him. But for strictly commercial, I know every Monday morning.
I got a pad of paper with my name on it.
No.
Mark's window cleaning.
Everything gets billed at the end of every month. My invoice is automatically generated, and they run at the end of every single month. We have
run yours off Google calendars.
Here, we have a shared calendar between all the guys. So on any day, I could click on it and go, okay, July 30th, we did. I had a meeting at 1 p.m. We did Roger Dean Chevrolet. We did caulking at Phillips Point. Okay, and these are all additional jobs that are aside from the route. The route is the same every week,
right?
Or every twice a month. Right. So I understand where that scheduling software benefits, residential. Because like you said, 2 years later, the lady calls you, you know what you did.
Right.
But if someone calls me back, I go to my QuickBooks, I pull up their invoice from 2 years ago, and I go, okay, we charged you $400, and this is what we did.
Right. I'm pretty much running exactly like you.
It definitely helps residential.
Oh, yeah, I could see the benefit of that.
So, I mean, yeah, I like how it works. I mean, I don't work for Customer Factor, but I love the ease of it.
So,
right?
Is that
I guess
invoicing software, or is that only?
Yeah, I mean, you can basically anything out of it. Invoicing,
scheduling,
work orders. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It'll do reoccurring customers.
Reoccurring accounts. Yep, you could set the schedule like I want to do McDonald's on Route 61 every other Monday, and set that up on the calendar like that, and it'll automatically generate that calendar. You just go one click.
So
all the invoices are done.
You have to go and manually put the invoice in?
Nope. It's already made. It's already made for you, right?
Okay.
All you gotta do is check the boxes out.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, literally, you can do
check the boxes out and invoice. It's not that hard.
Yeah, when it's done, you just boom, go.
Yeah.
But so you're saying it's like a two-step process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hit one button, hit the next, and your invoice is sent because it's all pre-fit.
Or printed, or emailed, whatever the case may be. Yeah.
It helps you, like, even like the general notes. I use a ton, like Peggy's husband died, or like whatever. Like I'll have literally everything in there. Like for me, I'll have like 26 1/1s, 12 that like. I send a guy that job, whether I do it or someone else goes and does it. Like they know exactly what they're walking into.
Yeah.
Like, don't do this, don't do that, do that. So for residential, like it works out good.
Mm.
Commercial, it's great for.
I
have like 10 reoccurring jobs, but I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, it seemed like to streamline.
And for under $500 a year, like you can't really beat it. You know what I mean? Like
I think you and Mark should start a club and blow each other on QuickBooks. Is what I think you guys should do.
No, my QuickBooks is set up like this. All my reoccurring, all my credit card invoices are processed on the 25th. Okay, on all my mailouts going on the 27th. So when you pull the program up, it says there are 240 charges to add. Do you wish to continue? You click yes, and every one of those accounts now has an invoice. Then you click print, and it'll print out every invoice that you just did. Cool. You put them in the mail, or you email them, or I mean, the only thing that
the Customer Factor does everything that QuickBooks does, except for like there's something that it doesn't do. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Well, like Chris.
Hopefully, it doesn't hook up to my bank.
If you expand, right? If you expand, I feel like that's where Customer Factor comes in.
I'll have to think about that.
Maybe over QuickBooks or Google calendars. Is that like the ease of your guys seeing what's going on, your ability to not have to explain everything to them. It's just set up. Like here's your schedule. Brian's doing this, Mark's doing that, like whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's real easy.
Yeah. And okay, so I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Oh, just saying all in one. It's an all in one.
Does it figure out payroll, taxes, sales tax, and other things?
No.
No.
That's what it doesn't do. Okay. It will tell you. It will give you your like. It'll keep track of your yearly total of invoice jobs. Yeah. But as far as state tax and all that stuff, it may do that, and I just don't know it.
Yeah, you might not know how to use that.
I might not know how to use that part of it.
Honestly, the reason we started using QuickBooks was because my bookkeeper and my accountant both use QuickBooks, and so my accountant will log on. My accountant can log on to the bookkeeper. Mm-hmm. Bookkeeper can log on to me, and they just import it into their files, and I don't have to fucking worry about it anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
That for me is what makes it work.
Right.
Yeah. It's whatever like accountant you're using. I would tell anybody, if you ever spend money on your company, like to start, spend it on an accountant.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah,
I did that the first 2 years, and I'm still paying it off. I'm still paying off being an absolute dumbass.
Right.
Yeah.
You're seeing an accountant and what, Mark?
Accountant and a good bookkeeper, or a family. Like my wife.
Right.
There were certain times when she wasn't working and she would do the bookkeeping, but she just didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have to go drop off a check at the Department of Revenue for sales tax with a $50 late fee, and I'm like, I'm fucking done paying late fees. You know what I'm saying? Now I have a bookkeeper that I just pay to handle all that shit.
Right.
And it's not, believe it or not, it's not a. I don't have an office manager.
You probably couldn't get away with calling her that anyway.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is the amount that I spend on the bookkeeper is even to late fees and fucking bad emails or letters from the DOR that I don't want to know. Every Tuesday, my bookkeeper sends me an email. Usual payroll. That means everybody's getting paid for the full week. Everybody worked every day, and it's direct deposit. And I just say yes or no. So and so didn't work Monday and Wednesday. Give them the rest. She takes care of all that. To me, was my biggest downfall because I can clean a window, but I don't want nothing to do with all this shit right here.
Yeah, it's important to have all that stuff in order.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got myself set up, and I do it myself, and then my accountant, she pays Department of Revenue and the state taxes and all that, so it works out. And it's not too hard because I don't have a lot, but I can just see when I'm ready to scale up.
Yeah.
It's
when it starts taking up too much time, that's like when you switch over. When you're spending, over 10 hours a week doing it or doing payroll, where you could be out overperforming what you pay somebody else to do it, that's kind of when you make it.
Yeah. Well, it's like this. When you start up, you got to keep the overhead down as low. So the last thing I want to do is, first thing I want to do is have 8 hours worth of work every day. The last thing I want to do is come home and start doing fucking paperwork. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just want to leave it alone.
You can say what you were to say.
No.
One day I'll be the richest man. I can do that.
He just wants to. He wanted to say, "I just want to come home and lay down."
In-ground pool in his backyard.
Yeah, baby.
I made a lot of mistakes that cost me a lot of money, and that's where the
swimming
advice
pool's
comes
coming
from.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're getting a swimming pool.
I mean, honestly, long-time listener, first-time caller. This podcast here has given me so many golden nuggets.
What?
With everybody's perspective.
This is the fart and dick joke show. You mean to tell me you learned something here?
I had to put up with all the fart and dick shit. All that shit. I had to weed it all out.
Yeah.
I have these special headphones. They just bleep out all that stuff, so it's like a lot of silence.
You know what? I gotta say this.
Help you.
You know what, Chris? I have to weed out all the knowledge for the fart and dick jokes, so I'm just kind of out of this.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: so, if you're the only soft wash guy in town, is there a lot of window cleaning companies in your area?
I would say there are 4 major ones and 6 that are a few bucket bobs, and then guys from out of town.
Yeah.
There's a horrible window. Yeah. But
yeah,
got some of those.
I'll say it. I mean, there's a horrible window cleaning company that comes down here from Spokane, Washington, and they're 100 miles away. and they're called Worldwide Windows.
Mhm.
Their reviews are horrible. You basically sign up like, it's like a phone contract where you got to get so many cleanings, and if you cut your service early, you have to pay to get your contract.
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of fucking business is this? People want to work with me. I want to have the equally, mutual.
Well, they must be pretty smart, because I got trouble making them pay when they want the service, let alone not want the service.
No shit.
Dude, I got a fucking ding dong here who like cleans all the town windows for fucking $2 $8. And he was telling me like he saw my truck and like I had the water fed pole. He's like, "Oh, what's that?" So I was like explaining to him like, "Dude's gonna fucking, I ain't gonna knock it like, but I'm gonna knock him real quick." Is he's using like a broom handle, and he's like, "No, like I don't use soap in my water." I'm like, "What, dude?" He's like, "I use boiling hot water and wears gloves." Like, you're
got fucking birds everywhere.
With boiling hot water, like what
Burned
what
up
are you
window.
fucking doing? Yeah, this guy's like, "No, I've been doing it for 30 years." I'm like, "Well, you've been doing it wrong for 30 years."
Does he have
Why don't you do a fucking Bigfoot moment, Richie? How about that? How about you do one of those? You're locked up from COVID. Yeah, you're locked up from fucking COVID. Why don't you do a couple Bigfoots? We need some more Bigfoot moments. He said, "I'm racist for liking Bigfoots." No, you're racist for not making Bigfoot moments. That's what you're racist for.
He already retracted a message today. How self-conscious are you, Richie? Just leave the message up. Just leave it up.
Just leave it up,
There's
bro.
only like 19 people that are gonna see it.
Yeah. Nobody watches.
I fucking love this podcast, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't get very many
I've been
views on
listening for
YouTube.
a little over a year. I started window cleaning, and I found Luke, and I found the other guys,
Of
and
course.
then I stumbled onto this shit, and then I was so close to buying that fucking knockoff tip jar, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
because I saw it. I was on a website and I was like, "Well, that's kind of a lot for a bucket on the belt."
Yeah.
But and then I started listening to you guys like days afterwards. So I think it's the universe telling me, Harry Tate's a piece of shit.
Yeah. All right. No coaching. We didn't even have to coach him, dude. We didn't even have to fucking coach him.
I put my pants back. It stinks at the door. I don't know.
The sleazy. He's so sleazy looking.
Well, yeah. What you see is what you get. You know.
Now
he's selling bug spray.
You gotta wear.
The dude looks like he does coke and bangs Asian hookers. If you ask me, that's what he looks like he does. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, the vibe already.
Wow.
I didn't go any farther back to like January 2019 because it was Outlaw Window Cleaner podcast at that time, and I just
listen,
there was
bro.
A lot of drama, dude.
Yeah, listen, bro. Those were the best episodes. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Well, I couldn't go back. The soap opera could.
No, you got to go back to when. As soon as you find Mark, and Tim together, those are the ones you got to start watching.
You have to go back about 600 hours of listening, and then you should be good. You got it.
Yeah. Because one day that might be valuable knowledge. You never know. That might be valuable fucking knowledge one day.
So you're saying there's even more gold nuggets?
Oh,
in
dude.
Dude, there's some. That's how I found
some of the best moments of this podcast have come and gone, dude.
I would watch Tim's.
I feel like a fucking millennial on this podcast.
Yeah. Well, I told so many lies back then. I don't know which ones I used and which ones I didn't.
Seth's like every time I try to say something.
36-year-old millennial, and they're like, "Listen, kid." I'm like, "TJ, you're 4 years older than me. I get this."
But not to make work for you, TJ, but maybe.
Dream Chasing said the best episode ever was the one after KC.
Yeah, I'd have to say that was pretty.
The best episode ever was when Mark Darnell called in. He's got his family in the fucking car, and he's watching. He was like. He's like, I got my family in the car. They're eating Subway. I just took a dab and I started. I was like, where is Mark at this moment?
Dude, I miss the enigma that is Mark Darnell.
I don't think Facebook can contain that energy. You know what I mean?
No.
Dude,
He's not politically correct whatsoever, and he likes to be naked.
I was a fan right then. I was like, dude, this is wild.
Yeah.
Mark's fucking family's in the car right now, and he's working.
Dude, the Outlaw Window Cleaner road trip, that first road trip out there, those videos are fucking gold, man. They are fucking gold, dude.
Just Jason.
That is the culmination of what is Squeegee life. That trip is what fucking changed everything. Yeah. At least in my opinion, it did.
So I think so.
One trip,
one Squeegee, and the videos, and the videos are just like that, dude. I'm trust me. If you've never seen them, Chris, you should go find the Outlaw road trip videos. They're fucking excellent.
One window. Hold on. Kansas City. Myrtle Beach. It's coming for you.
Dude, so I would say, so when I watched the Outlaw, when they went to KC, I obviously met up with them in KC and flew out. And I never met Jason Snyder. I'm like, yo, this dude sucks. Just based off of your video. But then I drove in a car with him and he sucked even. Because Jason didn't say anything. He slept the whole fucking time. Yeah. Like in the video, I'm like, you and Josh were like the comedy team. Yeah. He's just in the back, like on his phone.
Me and Josh are singing in the fucking van. I'm telling you, man, it's next level, dude. All right. It's next level. Yeah, but that is the trip that changed everything. We found out that Joe is a true hillbilly. We found
somebody a true hillbilly.
Like going to Dollar General buying shoes, or just standing out in front of the store for like 2 hours without shoes on.
Fucking Alan Smith rolled up in the biggest piece of shit ever. Like 27 Mountain Dews.
He had a case of Code Red. He had a case of Code Red Mountain Dew and a fucking Colt single action revolver underneath his fucking seat.
Yeah, that dude was like, "Are you allowed anywhere?"
He's, I don't go nowhere without it. I'm like, why are you driving across state lines with fucking hidden pistol in his truck? Looked like old cowboy gun. It's half rusted and shit. What the fuck is going on here, dude?
The dirt and shit.
Yeah,
like what the fuck, man? When we went to that strictly African American bar, everyone was uncomfortable except for Josh.
No, I was fine too.
Oh no, you were cool too. No, you were cool too. But I'm like, shit. I remember like Josh was literally like putting his arm around. Yeah. He's so big. Like, what are you gonna say to him?
I have to say though, the funniest part was when we were in KC and Perry was at the hotel with the water-fed pole, not knowing what the fuck he was doing, and we're just standing there cracking on him. That is fucking the best ever.
Yeah, dude, he couldn't even.
Is that the same one with the girl all methed out?
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen that one.
No, but there's like a series. There's like 8 of those videos.
Yeah.
Okay. It shows the road trip there, the start of the trip, all the way through the trip, the night in the parking lot. I don't know. There's probably four or 6 of them. There's part 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know what, TJ, not to make work for you, but I think it would be in order. Maybe for the 200th episode. Between now and the 200th episode, you make a best of.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
And not that we're not going to do the podcast, but like run it on a Thursday night. For everybody to see all the best parts of all the podcasts.
There was the ride with like,
or maybe I could edit it all up from 100 to 200, all the videos, all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Edit up the best fucking parts of it, and then play that as the 199, and then we'll come back as the 200. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Because I'm missing a piece of the puzzle. Like,
what
was
dude.
the KC store all about?
Dude.
It was the store. If you want to hear that, the ride from the hotel to the barbecue joint, unedited, is
scathing.
So many fucking things were said in that thing that like that's a Patreon's only video. But, like, that we were like, what the fuck is this? Why are we fucking here? Like that
was bad,
like,
dude. Yeah,
we were. Version of
it wasn't like everyone thinks that. Like I was recently called a fucking sellout because I hopped off of Perry's dick and hopped on the Chris Lamborghini's dick, which Chris's dick is delicious, so whatever. But really, I wasn't being a sellout.
Dude.
My buddy was getting fucked over. 2 of my buddies were getting fucked over, and nothing was being done or said about it. So I said something about it. Period, point blank.
Yeah.
Mark ordered a bunch of bullshit and didn't get it for like 2 fucking months, man. That was fucked up. He was doing Richie fucking dirty the whole fucking time. We come to find out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know,
POS.
yeah, he's a fucking
Mark
scumbag.
built that dude's fucking illegal store.
But
Well,
when
no,
we...
what was the preface of the store? What was the store for?
It was just a brick and mortar Reach It store, but we got there.
I think that
it was a way to get shit
more,
into the country before the China embargoes happened.
Yeah, I think it was more. What am I looking for here? He wanted to get into the distribution game for all window cleaning equipment, okay? And it was like basically a fuck you to everybody else because they're like, I got a fucking store. Okay? When we went there, never mind that it wasn't even close to being a retail environment store without being built out. I think TJ and I walked up there and the first thing I said was, who the fuck is going to come in here and buy a fucking $1,000 bulb? Nobody.
Where the fuck are you located right now?
No window cleaners.
You might have just you should have just bought a storage unit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it would have made as much sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when we got there, the sentiment was immediate. It wasn't like when we got there and we all gathered up in one fucking vehicle and drove over to the store and got out and we were like, what in the fuck?
Yeah. Dude, I'll still never forget when we were inside the store and you were talking to someone and me and Josh were behind you like giggling like little kids and Perry like basically told you to shut up and me and Josh were behind you.
Dude, he told me shut up 3 fucking times. And then Jason Snyder he come out, I don't know if Mark was out there with us or not, but we were standing in the parking lot and his fucking girlfriend Jorge was talking. And,
I was there.
The dude trying to sell. All you gotta do is sell the job, and we'll do it under your company's name, and you just write me the check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that dude was in there giving his speech, and Perry come out fucking like, you guys need to come here and show him respect. Jason had to give him a tweet because I was gonna say I started yipping at him because just such a fucking shithead. He was a shithead the whole time we were there. He even yelled at an old lady. Remember when he yelled at the old lady?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. Why are you yelling at people?
The grand opening, I showed up to like 2 hours late, like hungover as fuck from the night before. The parking lot, and I'm like, what did I miss?
I got to know Seth. I got to know Seth real quick. Because I didn't do no partying.
Seth needed water.
The first night I didn't do any drinking, anything, because I had to go get Richie and Hydrant from the airport. So Josh and Jason and everybody, Perry and all them stayed back, and Seth was already shit-faced before we even got in the car. He's like, hey man, I hope you don't mind I'm drunk. It's right if I take a road beer? I'm like, you're good, dude. We had a good time. It was a good fucking time, man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're picking up Richie, the nicest guy ever, and his sweet wife, which I didn't know was coming. And I'm like, just shit-faced. I'm like, hey, get in the car. He's like, who the fuck is this guy? Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing there?
I just flew 3 hours to land in the
8:30 in the morning,
right?
America.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm staying at the crappiest hotel with fucking. I knew like 2 people, and I was like, I'm gonna get drunk. Fuck it.
Yeah, it was an experience.
Dream chasing, you ain't got to say that, man.
I'm so happy that I tuned in and then got turned on to the Richie Blue experience because I bought some handy sleeves, and those are great. Yeah. So everybody, if you don't have one, buy 2, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the
that belt's gangster.
This is good to hear this aspect of someone just stumbling upon the podcast and actually hanging around and watching for a year.
He's a fucking Patreon member too.
Yeah.
Dude, right there.
He's got his fucking Sacred Order, the Squeegee fucking shirt on and everything, bro.
I saw him like leaning like this. He didn't say nothing. I'm like, he just leaning.
Yeah, he's like, look what I got on, motherfucker. He's a card carrying member. Yeah, you gotta pay your dues.
Like between all the fart jokes and stuff, like you can actually learn some stuff.
Yeah, you can learn
I'm
some
taking
shit.
some of the stuff that
Dude,
they
monkeys can teach other monkeys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yes, dude, that is exactly what it is. Get your super dope fucking Sacred Order of the Squeegee card with your member number on it and everything. Shoot, son, you gotta have that. You gotta have that to get into the club, dude. If you don't have that card, you ain't getting in, bro. You ain't getting in. You want to be VIP? Be VIP. Am I right, Mark?
Yeah, boy. Ground level.
Ground level. Get in on the ground level. Yeah, I don't know. It's I will tell you this. It is kind of refreshing to hear that kind of point of view. Like, I just stumbled across you guys. You know what I mean? I just stumbled.
I'm still here.
Yeah. There's something cool. That is cool, man. That means that there is. I mean, we get a lot of shit because we're not. We're fucking assholes, and
yeah, I get it. I mean, it's nice to be able to say whatever the fuck you want.
We're like the Howard Stern of window cleaning. It's so bad.
I'll give a shout out to the Right Painter in Hawaii. He's got a YouTube or Instagram that's pretty funny, and he's a friend of mine, Sam Chandler, and he's been a painter for years and years, and what I like about his channel is he's the unprofessional professional.
Yeah.
And he gets on there and he's bringing pride back to that industry.
What a bitch.
And also, he's just kind of calling out some bullshit as well,
right,
on some of those, painting tools, because I mean, the brush has been around for how fucking long? Just like the squeegee.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's all hype and advertisement and plastic bullshit that you don't want to buy from fucking Reach It. So, I move on.
Chris, we thought early on.
Seth, are we not jerking you off enough?
Yeah. We figured out early on, you got enough guys on here that have
Thanks
enough
for mentioning me, Richie.
To talk industry, but we got to make it fun too,
Yeah, no, it feels like,
Richie's self-esteem up.
Well, I used to listen to you guys at first when I was washing windows. So I just listened to an episode while I'm washing windows and, be out and people looking at me like, what the hell is this weirdo laughing at?
Right.
Yeah, right? Like, sometimes it helps, like...
I'm listening to a window cleaning podcast, guys.
Yeah.
When I tell people,
if
I wear like I wore my Squeegee Life T-shirt out, the Squeegee Life podcast, and somebody asked me like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's a window cleaning podcast." They're like, "You guys talk? What do they talk about? Window cleaning?" I was like, "Yeah, they talk about window cleaning." He's like, "Oh."
That happened to me the other day. I was wearing the Squeegee Militia shirt.
Yeah.
And Craig walks up to me. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me with that T-shirt, dude?" And I'm like, "What?"
Nice.
It's like, well, like, how much do you love window cleaning? I'm like, "Oh, dude, it's clean. I like this shirt. It's cool." And he was
Craig, your employee that's always commenting on the spot. Fuck him, dude.
Yeah, fuck Craig.
I was gonna send Craig a T-shirt.
Craig doesn't know how soft that shirt is. That's it. That's
dude, that shirt is super soft. I love wearing that shirt.
I was gonna fucking send Craig a shirt. When I was going to give you a shirt for Craig when we met in Tennessee, but fuck him.
You should, and then I'll guilt him into depressed. Like, hey, thanks for talking shit, asshole. Here's
I'm going to be bringing a bunch of goodies with me.
Yeah, man. He'll appreciate it.
For you and Marcus.
Well, like, it's almost like listening in, like, like window cleaning. Like, I try to explain to my girlfriend, and she's like, "Yeah, no, this is boring. I don't give a shit." I'm like, "Yeah, that's true." But, like, so listening to other people talk about it, like, their daily shit that they go through, kind of makes you feel a little bit better about like the stupid shit you have to do every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it helps out a little bit.
Yeah. I wanted to do something industry related, but I also wanted to do something that I would want to listen to as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just something that
I really do miss the Richie Blue Bigfoot moment. So
yeah.
This is my plea out to Richie. Dude, come on.
Yeah.
Let's get the green screen.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Shit was stellar.
Yeah, we need like when Richie was doing that like wearing the smoke jacket. We need that shit
exactly,
back.
dude.
So good.
I just, the Bigfoot moment is something I started. I started doing them at first, but I don't want. After Richie did it, I was just like, man, there's nobody else can do that now.
Yeah.
This guy's wearing a fucking vest and a tie, and glasses. You know what I mean? He's got a library. And when I told Mark, I was like, the only way I could come back and do the Bigfoot moment is if I fucking get a green screen and
up the production.
And up the production, and I'm gonna have to get a bigger picture of a bigger library. You know what I mean? My library's got to be bigger than Richie's, or what's the point in fucking doing it? You know what I mean? I gotta have a giant fucking library. You know what I mean? But I don't know, dude.
Yeah. No, that guy's great. That guy's great.
Oh.
Just from what I've chatted with him a little bit, always helpful. So everybody's been really helpful, man. I've reached out to everybody except for Seth. And I
can't really give you any information.
Jason, Jason, we're not doing a podcast from Tennessee, but Mark insists that I videotape as much as possible for prosperity. So I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna put some of it out, but I'm gonna keep some of it too. Like I've got a bunch of shit, like from me and Mark in my truck when me and Mark were working together up here in Sandusky that's never seen the light of day. That's fucking gold.
I was wearing that jacket that looks like two sides too big.
It was too big for. That's Mark's jacket.
I think when I watched the video that you put up, I laughed so fucking hard when we're going down the road and some giant ice sheet hits the fucking roof. I practically jumped out the fucking window. What the fuck is that?
Ice on the high tension wires fell off and fucking just perfect timing hit the top of the truck. Mark shit a brick. It was hilarious, dude.
That happens all the time. Yeah. Welcome to the north.
My favorite part is every time Mark goes to work over his head, his ass crack is showing. Every time. He's like trying to polish this glass up over his head, and his fucking ass cheeks are hanging out. It's fucking great, dude. I didn't put nearly as much ass cheek as I could have put in there. I tried to save the man some embarrassment. His ass was always out.
I don't care.
You could tell Mark's he don't wear jeans a lot. You know what I mean? Or a coat. Long sleeves either. His fucking long sleeve shirt was way too long. It was like fucking poor guy. I felt bad
your
for you.
video might get flagged because they might think
too much nudity, man. Mark's ass way too much in this video. Anytime you need help about pressure washing and soft washing, feel free to reach out to John Sacco, Chris.
He's living near you.
And anybody else listening, John Sacco's a good guy.
Where are you located, John Sacco?
I think he might be in Florida, but just not.
I see him. I mean, every Florida freaking pressure washer.
Oh, dude,
they're everywhere, dude.
John, what are you selling?
He's not selling anything. John's just a regular old dude.
Is he a dude? Is he a bro?
He's just a bro, man. Just one of us. Just one of the bros.
Thanks, John.
I think John Sacco's a Patreon member too, man. He might be sacred to the Squeegee as well, and I just ain't sent him his card and shit yet. Some of you guys jumped on like in the middle of summer, man, and you guys missed the militia t-shirt and all that shit. And I'm not sending special packages out. When your Patreon shirt comes out, you'll get everything else. So, Chris Salazar got his because he was right on time. Right on time! Some of you guys don't fucking follow directions.
So Chris, now you're new to window and pressure washing. What were you doing in your previous life?
Let's guess. No, wait.
Oh, I love it.
Wait.
Okay.
The three of us gotta guess. We have to guess what he used to do. Seth, you first.
I'm gonna go sound engineer.
Okay, Mark, how about you?
Sound engineer.
I see this guy flipping burgers or something. Food related.
Food related? I'm gonna say.
Would you like a cheese with that?
I'm going to say he worked in the IT world.
Man, you guys are all... Is it the glasses?
Yeah.
Because these glasses just came about like 4 years ago.
Okay, so you're not smart.
No. Dude, I started a window cleaning company.
All right? You ain't too smart. Yeah.
So, man, I guess I come from the land of skateboarders, and I mean, I got lucky and took a job out here in Lewiston, Idaho at the United Parcel Service, And so I was with those. I was a UPS driver for about 10 years.
No shit.
And got in a car accident.
Uh-huh.
And rode out the long-term disability with a L5S1 herniated disc. And so I had a back surgery in 2010. And in 2014, I took a job as a bike mechanic. And that was out of town, and it wasn't like paying the bills. And then I got a job at a bank, at a credit union.
Uh-huh.
And I moved up through that which went over to another bank, and that lasted about 4 years. And then the one bank let me go, so I was looking for a job, and I stumbled across a window cleaning. I actually went in for the office job. And they were like, well, we got a truck and a squeegee and everything.
Yeah.
And so she was like, she was like, what? A dude wants an office job? No, And then, so I got put in this truck and drove around and did the thing. And then I was like, actually, I kind of fucking dig this. Nobody breathing behind my neck, and
right.
Nobody's in a fucking hurry to get their windows cleaned. And
yeah.
And then I'm back out there making relationships again, talking to people, and like the UPS route. And then after about 3 months with that contractor, I told him to kick rocks and started my own business. And I've just been since I just refinanced my car and kind of took what I could get from that to give me the startup money.
Well, there you go.
And I put myself, I set myself up over last winter. So I had 5 months worth of income and all my expenses all paid for. And then I went out there on the street and just started talking to people. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Way to do it, dude.
So, dude, I'm trying from the ground up, and like all these gold nuggets too. I was listening to this podcast when I was working for that other dude.
Yeah.
And then, so, I mean, that's where this all.
So now the other company, was it route work, commercial, residential? What did they teach you?
That guy didn't have anything. I painted for him for 2 months.
Yeah.
I did painting for him, and I ended up fixing his other employees' mistakes because they shot water all over sheetrock and don't know how to fucking do anything, because they say they know how to do stuff, and but you gotta be a leader and overlook your guys and just not take their word for it.
Yeah.
You know how it goes, right? Ignore massive problems and see what happens.
Well, it sounds like you're going in a great direction, man. I think that's awesome.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I found the niche, and I stumbled across Luke, the window cleaner, at first, and made one of the flick tools.
Yeah.
I made one of those when I worked for the other window guy, and he had a job that required a ladder. I shaved off 45 minutes that he had allocated for it. So now I'm sitting in the truck watching the fucking podcast. Just like, I'm not going to ruin this job.
Right.
You should have gave him the phone and let him watch our podcast.
Yeah.
These guys know what the fuck they're talking about.
No, he just sent me out on my way, and I was like, okay, you're not going to show me anything? I mean, he showed me how to fan a window at his house.
Yeah.
And then
Really?
I like to be good at things.
Yeah.
So I wanted to learn, and
the right way, yeah.
What am I gonna do? Call the other window cleaners in town?
Yeah.
One of them's a nice guy, the other guy not so much. So I was like, I'm not gonna learn from this dipshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you married? You got kids?
Divorced, 2 kids. They're almost 17 and 11, daughters. Girlfriend with a couple kiddos that are like 3 months and 2 years old.
Oh boy, now there's a lot of work there, but that's good, man.
Yeah. We're all keeping it together, so
that's good.
It's good. The girlfriend's new, and I've honestly been kind of distracted now from the podcast, which has been great. So I don't know what the fuck's been going on with you guys.
I don't want you to feel like this is a grilling, but we always like to ask a bunch of questions of a guest. So.
Okay, hit me up.
Okay, so let's move beyond COVID. Okay, what's your goal for for the rest of the year? You know, or where do you want to be in 6 to 8 months? Let's say that way.
Well, you know, I thought it'd be a lot. I thought route work would come a lot quicker. Oh no, you know, it took 6 months to get a good, where I felt like, hey man, I'm actually making some money. And so I'm just gonna focus on more route. That's all I'm focused on, and I'll take any. But the little ones are the best, because what I learned from route or from the COVID thing is just like exactly what TJ went through. Like, there's a whole fucking industry, a restaurant industry that just got shut down.
Yeah.
And if you have a lot more diversification in your in your route, then maybe it wouldn't be hit so hard. And that's just like the lesson I learned from this.
It's I tell you, it was a valuable lesson for me.
Salons, dude, they all got shut down.
It was a valuable lesson for me. I mean, I had all my eggs in that basket, man, to be totally honest. And I'm not doing well. You know what I mean? So it'll turn out, but it'll turn out to what it turned out to be. You know what I mean? All I can do is hope that eventually it'll come back. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of focusing. I have been focusing on doing a lot more residential work this year than I ever have in probably quite a few years. So I've been doing a lot of residential. That's why I've been doing a lot of videos, because I'm always at somebody's house now. I'm not out cleaning windows in the morning at a restaurant where I can do a video and it not bother anybody. You know what I mean? It's different when you're at someone's house. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So so it's.
I'm gonna advertise.
Go ahead.
A little bit more and go for also, since I have the soft wash. I mean, I can treat roof moss pretty quickly. Pull up to somebody's house. I got 200 feet for the spigot and then 300 feet for the application reel, so I can get in a lot of places. And that's quick work.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try really hard to advertise myself as doing that as well. Mm-hmm. Over the next 6 and 8 months, but I guess
that's a good plan, man. That's a good plan.
I'm actually thinking of downshifting. I might even make this a part-time job, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Just say fuck it. Fuck this shit.
It's hard going back to work for somebody though.
I'll figure out something else to do.
Well, like, that never hurts, man, to diversify. Like, I was talking to you off the podcast about like what my next step is. With like adding on to something I already know how to do.
Right.
And for me, like, I'm never gonna lose on that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna, like, I know how to do it. I can do it. I can do this. I can do that. Like,
for sure.
When times get lean, man, like, like, lean on what you know how to do. So.
Construction cleanup is where it's at. Nah, fuck that.
Ooh, no thanks.
I fucking hate construction.
Nah, fuck that. I'm good.
Dude, it seems like everybody underbids, and nobody's gonna pay for what it's worth.
Nope.
You know what I've always said about construction cleaning? Never mind any issues you might have. I think I can count on one hand how many times I've bid a construction cleaning. Well, first of all, two things happens. Contractor wants a bid, and he's not going to do it for a month. So you bid the job based on what you see, and you get there a month later, and the place is totally fucked. There's more paint, more stucco,
I'm not
more bullshit.
A fucking
okay,
fan.
Or how many times I can count on one hand where I bid a construction cleaning and walked out of there smiling, saying, "I just made good money."
Never.
Because guess what? As soon as you leave, the phone rings.
I just did a fucking construction cleanup Monday. It's a 3-story building downtown. It's 4 over 4s, big fucking, cut ups, and big ass fucking windows. But they had all the glass replaced, everything was rehabbed.
Car salesman.
It was absolutely fucking horrendous. It was fucking terrible, dude.
It's
terrible, dude.
It's
I don't want to get myself in that situation.
Fuck.
No, you don't. It's the only thing I've ever seen 20-plus year veterans price construction cleanups on. You know what I mean? It's like the only part of the job that like no matter what you do, like you never price it right.
I had 12. It was 12.
No one ever prices
12 double hung windows and two big storefront windows with 2 doors. Inside and out, construction clean. I bid it at $800, and the fucking dude fucking bid on it, so I did it. You know what I mean? I felt like it was too much money, but after I got into it, I'm like, I didn't charge this fucking guy enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
every
time it doesn't matter. Every time.
Yeah, every time.
I think you double, tripled your
Yeah, and I
price,
did it.
wrong.
It's
Like,
a fucking nightmare every time,
three
dude.
houses in half the time and been out of here with the same month.
I mean, the windows were big windows. I mean, I could stand out on the ledge of the fucking window and walk right through the bitch. I mean, that's how big the windows were. It's just, it was a fucking pain in the fucking ass. There's always something on the glass that it like came from fucking outer space. You like fucking, you wash it and then you scrub it with a fucking piece of steel wool. And then you're like, fuck, I gotta get a razor. And then you hit it with the razor and then you clean it and then you're like, fuck, there's something on the, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I just want to kill myself.
No, you clean everything like 4 to 5 times, and like you're still never.
It's never good enough.
I'm never happy.
I always tell them when I'm done. I'm like, if there's a problem, just call me. You know what I mean? Because
I know I hated. How
But if you wait, if like there's a couple of them that I've done construction cleans on, and then they'll call me back for regular cleanings. And it goes easy as shit. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta clean the windows and then let them sit for a little while and like, you know, be like, take that ass whooping, bitch, and then come back and get them in headlock and put it into submission.
Like 2-3 other cleanings to really have it be like where you want it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the silicone leaked out. It got cleaned 97 other things off the window. You're like, oh, I'll just get that. You know what I mean? It's a couple cleanings before you're like, all right, this is where I want.
That's one thing, I can tell you this right now, that's one thing that drives me the fucking most insane is silicone. Fucking bad installs. What in the fuck were you doing? Like you fucking rub it. Like I did one in the beginning of June, you know, because times are tough in Squeegee Lifeville. You know what I mean? So I'm like fucking, I'm doing this construction clean. I bid this motherfucker exterior only. I'm made money on it, but it was a pain in the ass because this dude that installed the glass, it's like he had, like, oops, I had an accident, and then he just wiped it on the fucking window. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? And just left it. Just left
People
it there.
treat windows like garbage.
Yeah.
Like absolute garbage.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I did this like this. This dude, the one I just did this week, I go in there, he's like, shows me these fucking old cut up doors, like bifold doors. Like a big row of these fuckers. There's like they like scissor together. And you know, when he did it, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna sand these down real nice and then I'm gonna stain them, but I'm also gonna stain the fucking glass too.
Yeah.
Like overspray all the way around, and he's like, I need a price on these. I was like, I'm not giving you a price on that. He's like, why not? I was like, 'cause I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me. He was like, what if the job hinges on it? And I was like, well, then I guess I ain't doing the job because I ain't touching those fucking windows, bro. I ain't doing that. Yeah. He's like, well, is there a reason why? I was like, because there's absolutely no care taken in staining those doors. So why should I try and take any care on trying to get the windows clean and not fucking the stain up? I'm not doing that.
I hate that shit.
I'm not doing that. I used to do construction cleanups when my... for the guy that used to own this company, and we used to do these condos where these guys pop up these, they move into a town next to a golf course, pop up one of these old folks communities, you know what I mean, where they just drive across the little bridge to the golf course, you know what I mean. These dudes would go in there and they'd paint the fucking windows. They didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't care. The French doors, they didn't even tape them. They just painted them.
Yeah, you're trying to pull the paint off like this, man. Like,
they just paint them and be like, oh, the window cleaner will get it off. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Drywalls, the sills from the drywall where they like sanded and all that shit, they wouldn't even vacuum it out.
Nope.
I'm like, what, you know, and John would be calling me like, what the fuck's taking so long? And I'd fucking like implode. Kadoosh! If you guys have ever seen, you guys think the Mentos, if you've ever seen a Mentos, can you imagine, you seen a Mentos moment, could you imagine that? Yeah. Fucking July, it's like 970 to fucking degrees.
It's like That's why TJ's never taken a job for nobody else. Never come to prove to a fact. There's not a goddamn chance. He might subcontract. He might like come in and help a buddy for a day or two, but there is no way, my man. It's like the
Probably
first day
not.
the guy's like, well, you should do it like this. Like, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, probably
I can't
not.
either, man. I can't.
I
can't
probably
work.
not. You're probably right about that. But I mean, it was just circumstances, man. You know how fucking hot it was outside? You're asking me how long it's going to fucking take. I'm taking these windows all the way apart, pulling the tracks out of the sash to clean underneath them. That's how fucked up they were. So all the windows slid left to right. You know what I'm saying? Had a screen in them, and the track would pull out from the bottom. You know what I mean? So what the window slid on pulled out. So you could get underneath it and clean that too. There'd be drywall, mud stuck to the track, so you have to. Dude, it was. Fuck you, man. I told him I'm not doing these anymore. I'm done.
No.
I said, if you want me to do these, I told him, I said, if you want me to do these, I want 75% of what you're making off of it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not doing that. I was like, well, then you can do them yourself, because I'm not doing them no more. I ain't doing them no more. I'm tired of this fucking shit. I'm tired of you. And as soon as I took the business over, that fucking guy called me. I went and did one for him. Motherfucker stiffed me for fucking $500, man. Stiff me. I still see him, and he comes into my cousin's rental shop, and I got to be nice to him, you know, because he's one of my cousin's customers. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be like fucking slap the fucking shit out of him or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I want to do.
Yeah. It is nice to get to a point where you could pick and choose, and even though when things get tough, sometimes
like right now I don't have the choice. I have to do some things I'd rather not.
No, like you got to do what you got to do to get through your shit. But what it teaches you is like what I learned is like even for residential, I'm like I got to diversify. Like, I started doing like another niche part of work that's really paying off for me. Stuff I never thought of doing, but like when you're hungry, like you'll do whatever the fuck you got to do. You know?
Dude, I'll tell you and we went over this the last podcast. Go ahead, Chris. Because this might take a little.
What are you doing, Byers?
I will tell you off air, my friend.
That's a good one. That's something he needs to keep under his hat publicly. All right. There's always some hoe ass bitches watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a guy about I don't know maybe 10 miles from here who thumbs down every fucking video. I ain't telling him. He's my old boss and he's a fucking cunt. So.
Yeah. Where's that thumbs down?
yeah, we don't have any thumbs down. What's up?
They're coming. They're coming.
Just a piece of shit.
Dude, I went with. You got to remember, and we talked about this on the last podcast. With construction cleaning, what comes with that? Contractors. If you're desperate enough to work for contractors, then you deserve what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Because you never just walk in and collect a check. Never.
Nope. Because I did that very first one I did in June. I the dude called me up. I want to say the one where the guy smeared the fucking silicone on the glass. He called me up. He's like, yeah, there's a couple windows I'm going to need touched up. And I was like, man, it's been almost 4 weeks. You know what I mean? And I still ain't been paid. You told me if I gave you the invoice that night, you cut me a check Sunday, and I still ain't been paid. And I said, and then there's the fact that you ain't paid me yet. And then I also don't like the fact that you ain't gave me no money. That's exactly what I said to him, just like that. And he was kind of quiet for a minute. And he's like, so what are we going to do about the touch-up? I said, as soon as you fix those 4 things I told you about, not paying me, not giving me my money, not paying me, and not paying me, I'll come and touch that up for you. He sent me the check. I had a check in 2 days. He never called me for the touch-up. Fuck him.
They don't care. Yeah, I had a property management group I did about $9,000 worth of work for. I paid my guys for 2 fucking weeks. Because we did this, like, in shifts. You know what I mean? Like, I did 2 days there, took some time off, went there another 2 days. And he's like, oh, we'll have your money for you. I did it, like, June 15th. It's, like, almost August 15th. He's like, oh, we'll have a check. I know where his office is. I went there on a Friday morning at 8 o'clock and sat in his office like this. for about 2 hours, and he's like, "Well, I'll cut you a check." I'm like, "I'll sit here." I'll wait.
So my dad used to do. My dad would do that.
I'll wait.
Never fucking call me again.
Yeah, right. I'll wait.
Yeah.
I got no problem waiting,
Yeah,
dude.
I got no time. You wasted all my other fucking time. I'll sit here and waste yours. I don't give a
Dude,
fuck. What?
one of the buildings that I clean, they built out one of the offices into what we call a fishbowl, which is every office is completely glass, right? And this guy spent a shit ton of money on Starfire glass, the most expensive glass you could put in an office, okay? And early on, they paid me, it was $750 bill to fix 3 windows, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then the building called me and said, hey, you got to go back up there because they fucked up like another 30 or 40 windows, and the owner of the suite ain't signing off until that shit is right. They want to talk to you. So I go up in there, and they go, and again, TJ was the same thing. They still hadn't paid me the $750, right? And it's like 6 weeks. So I go, okay. I said, look, I'll discount it because you have this many. I said, but I'm not going less than $250 a panel. Okay, so if, let's say it was 10 times, it's significant. So I go, but I still haven't paid the $750. They said, okay, well, put it in writing, get it out to us, we'll sign the contract, and we'll take care of your money, right? Like 4 weeks goes by, I don't hear nothing, and I still haven't been paid. So I do what my dad did or what you did, Seth. I walk into the office, okay? Now, I walk in this contractor's office, dude. I'm not lying to you, not exaggerating. The fucking walls look like furniture. The woodwork was amazing, which is what this contractor is known for, okay? And he had the whole fucking building. It wasn't a rental property. He owned the whole fucking building. So I go in there. The secretary says, Mr. Worth. It was Worth Builders. I don't mind saying it. Mr. Worth would like to talk to you. Okay. So I go. They sit me in this conference room that has a fucking table that must sit 20 people, flat screens all over the walls. And again, the walls are fucking walnut furniture. So I'm just sitting there waiting like 5 minutes. And he comes in. He said, you're the man of the hour. I've been wanting to meet you. And I go, well, I'm just here to pick up my check. What's going on? I said, obviously you had the glass fixed. He goes, well, that's what we need to talk about. And I go, okay. And he goes, we got a better price, but the results aren't what you did. And I go, okay. And I go, well, why didn't you call me? I'm the only one that works in that building doing all the maintenance on the windows. They recommended me. I did a sample for you, which, again, you haven't been. But you're going to get your check today, he says. I said, I'm cool with that. I said, but now you want me to bail you out because the other guy that was cheaper did a shit job. And I'm going to tell you without even seeing it, it's probably going to cost you more now than what you paid him or more than I initially proposed because now I got to fix his mistakes.
Right.
And he says, you got to understand, Mark, it's all about, for us, the low bid. And he got mad at me because I looked around the room and I go, I don't think you're low bid on anything, you personally. And he got fucking pissed. He goes, I think we're done here. He got me my check. I walked out. A week later, they called me. Said, will you do each window for $300? I was at like 4 and change. I go, no. I said, I knew that glass was like $5,000 a piece. And there was fucking 10 of them that were fucked. I go, let's split it right down the middle. I said, but I'm telling you now, the day I finish, one of your representatives is going to come sign off, and I'm coming back here to get my check. And that's going to be in the contract, or I'm not coming. Well, we have a 30-day. I go, you used up your 30 days with me.
Right.
I go, I don't care. Because I know this. I knew the behind the scenes was the owner of that suite wasn't signing off on the final payment, which could have been $1 million.
Right.
You understand? Until this was fixed.
Right.
So they finally agreed to it, and I got paid.
You remember that? You remember that fucking job I sent you pictures of? I was worried about the glass. It was a construction cleanup. Well, I did that. Didn't scratch the glass at all. Did a wonderful job. Thanks for Mark's guidance, because he's like, yo, that's what is it? Starfire glass, whatever the fuck it is.
Expensive shit.
Super expensive fucking glass. Well, they asked me for a bid to clean the place, and like on a regular monthly basis, I gave them a price. They thought it was too high. They went with another guy. That glass is fucked up. I happened to go in there 2 days ago for a check because I did something else for him. I didn't realize I was doing it for him, but they had me do a house for him, and because they're realtors, and the glass is fucking destroyed. It's scratched all to fuck. It's got razor marks all over it. All over it. Yay! And I warned him.
Make bad decisions.
I warned him because when he told me, he's like, "Well, this guy's $10 cheaper a month," and I'm like, "Well, hopefully they don't tear your glass up." I said, "Make sure when you talk to them, tell them they won the job. Make sure you tell them don't be using no razors on my glass."
Yep.
Apparently, they didn't listen.
Yeah.
I'm 90% certain that it's someone that Mark knows. I'm 95% certain.
Well, last Thursday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last Thursday, a week from the day after the podcast, I drove to Tampa, which is 200 miles because a guy from Into the Flow got in trouble. Mm-hmm. And he did scratch up a bunch of glass on a high-end home. So they put him on the hook for it. And I go, look, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come out there and get the installer, the manufacturer, and get the contractor out there, and I'll see if I can help you out. So we went there, and the scratches weren't that bad, but there was about 15 windows that were damaged, I should say. So the first thing I point out was a whole row of insulated units that had, and I've seen it before, I don't know what it is, but it's a white stripe in between the panels. It's something in the manufacturing. I'm sure you've seen it. That can't be fixed because it's in between panels. So now 10 windows that he was on the hook for is down to 5. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because I'm like, that stuff there, you guys aren't realized it yet. It's not something he did. That's in between the glass. And he's like, no, it's on the outside, and he he damaged it. And I go, no. I put my finger on it with a flashlight. I'm like, you see the bottom of my finger? And he's like, yeah. I go, look at the stain. And he's like, holy shit, it's on the inside. I'm like, yeah. So I saved him on the first 5. Now, on the next 5, I repaired one for him. Okay? Once the contractor saw that it could be fixed, his whole tune changed. He's like, well, maybe it's not so bad. We don't have to replace them all. I said, I'm not here to sell you anything, but I drove 200 miles to be here to help him on my time. I said, here's my card. When you're ready to fix it, you call me directly. I said, I pointed to the window cleaner, who I know is new window cleaning guy. I go, I'm not working for him. I'm working for you. If you want this fixed, I go, it's going to be between 100 and 150 a panel. You got 4 of them now because I fixed one for you. Mm-hmm. You got 4 of them left. It's $800. I said, that's not asking a lot for one a day for me with 200 miles of driving, 400 miles actually of driving. That guy called me. He's like, man, he says, I appreciate you coming out, and you saved my life because I was in trouble. I said, we're all good. And then the contractor, I'm just waiting to see what he's going to do.
Right.
But it took the liability off him because he was scared shit. I mean, I tell people on every one of these pages that talks about the chemicals and talks about razor blades, it's not if, it's when. Mm-hmm. It's when. Mm-hmm. And we don't make enough money to pay for replacement glass.
Right.
Bottom line.
I fucking drag my scraper over everything. I don't give a fuck. I ain't scared of shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
I drop the motherfucker in the dirt and put it right on the glass.
I don't do that, but I mean, I fucking go. I go through razor blades. I go through razor blades probably more than I do fucking squeegee rubbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm fucking changing up fucking things constantly, man. So.
Yeah. So Mark, when you're like polishing windows, does your the serum that you need? Do you ever, you mist it with water, right? Sometimes.
No, I don't, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so you don't do that at all?
I have a different process than what you're used to seeing. No.
Oh, okay.
No, but what was your question? Because I could probably answer it.
Like wax and shit dries out, you're trying to work it. I was just like, dude, how many times do you ever spit on the window? Like,
no.
rejuvenate that.
Well, just keep this in mind. over 150 degrees, which is where I work, you don't want any liquid, anything wet and cold like spit getting on the glass. But
it's cold.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That was one of my fears when, after seeing what Mark was.
Oh, in the wintertime on that.
There was one
job?
thing, because I was like, man, in the back of my mind is like, man, this guy's coming up here from Florida. We're about to do some shit to this glass. I'm wondering if the heat is going to be an issue with the cold weather.
Yeah.
But Mark really fucking set my mind at ease at that, like almost instantly. I was, the process. When you hear it, you're like, really? You know what I mean? Because it's like, really? I was kind of taken aback about what actually happens and what he's doing. It's an undertaking. It's an undertaking. You got to have some balls to fucking do. What?
You ever seen anybody else in this life do anything like that?
No, in window cleaning. I've never seen anybody do it. I've seen people try and remove scratches, but not the way Mark does it. Mark does something. Mark does it the right way. If there's a way to do it, that's the right way to do it.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah, there's only a few ways to fucking do things. That is the right way to do it. Even with just taking like haze and stains off the glass, the way he does it is the right way to do it. It's the right way to do it.
Literally, Mark wanted to come to Massachusetts for like 3 months, which he doesn't. But if he did, I have enough people asking me for shit that I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to learn, Seth, and I'm willing to teach you, go make the money. That's what I get the satisfaction out of you saying to me, I just made fucking $3,000 today.
I'll be honest with you.
Seth,
I'm still
fucking come to Massachusetts if Mark shows how to
yeah,
fucking
I'm
do it.
still
You show me the fucking money.
Right. I'm still to the point now where I'm still hesitant to even want to. Like, I'm still scared to do it. I'm still,
I'm ready to use my
you know what I mean? Yeah, it's still, I'm gonna.
You need like another 2 days with Mark to like be like, okay.
Well, I'm gonna replace the windows on the house, and because I'm pulling those old storms off, and I think I'm gonna practice a lot of the removal on the old.
Perfect.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna stack them up in the storage unit and just fucking work on them.
Yeah.
I'm just to make myself feel better about, because I'm afraid from going from the Mark shows you, see, it's this easy, and then you're like, then like, here, take this knowledge and like do it on someone's house. It just makes me fucking nervous. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I gotta replace that window.
I went to very early on, about 8-9 years ago, when I was first really getting in my groove and figuring shit out. Mm-hmm. The Wrigley's family built a house out here, okay? And it was about $80-90 million home. And I got called in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wrigley Field, Wrigley's Chewing Gum. Yeah, that family. Okay. They built, I call it a bunker, but they built a beautiful home. I got called in because I work for the installer, and basically I show up and there's these sliding glass doors that are huge. They're probably 12, 14 feet high and about 6 foot wide, and there's like 8 of them in a row. And so I walk into a contractor, an installer, and a manufacturer all staring at these sliding doors, and they're putting their hands on them, and I walk up and go, that's welding burn. What? We're trying to figure out what's wrong with this glass because it's got rust marks on it. I said, it's welding burn. So they said, that's not possible. And I said, no, that's welding burn or grinder slag. Somebody cut metal. So they said, it's not possible. And I go, okay, telling you that's what it is. I go, pull the ceiling back. And they had a temporary ceiling there because they were going to do it all in wood. And they pull back the plastic, and we were on the first floor. Well, the second floor had that corrugated metal decking. Mm-hmm. So everywhere there was a burn mark on the glass, which was like every other window, there was a penetration with a plumbing pipe coming through. I go, the guy took a torch, blew through the floor, put the pipe in, and blew the hot slag on the glass. And they're like, holy shit, you're right. Now they say, can you fix this? I honestly had never done one. And I said, well, here's where you got to get this in your head. I specifically said to the contractor and all those guys, these have to be replaced, right? If we can't fix them, right? And you're willing to replace them. So nothing I do to them is going to make it any worse, right? Because I've never, give it a go.
That's the sales.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But see, in my mind, when I found out each one of those panels was $15,000.
Oh,
okay?
Lord.
So to put an abrasive grinder on a $15,000 window could be intimidating. But when you have the mindset, and the same thing with the stain removal or scratch removal, well, if it can't stay this way, you're willing to replace it. Nothing I'm going to do is going to put me on the hook and the liability, because you have to replace it before I showed up. Yes. Okay, let's see what we can do with it. And now I ended up fixing that job. It took me 4 or 5 days, and I think I made maybe $2,000, but the experience of it was way more than the money.
Because I would think welding slag or fucking, you know, cutting slag, I wouldn't think, like, I've seen windows with that kind of damage on them before. I wouldn't think you could fix that.
No, well, see, what happens is, the first thing that happens is the machine will pull the metal out of the glass. Okay, so now you got basically holes, pock marks in the glass. And when it comes out, it wreaks havoc on everything around it. So you have to cut it pretty deep, but you could make it 100%. I mean, grinder slag is a lot easier than weld burn, because grinder slag doesn't penetrate that deep. Weld burn goes way into the glass. I've even looked at weld burn and said, we're not going to save this. It's just too deep, you know. I mean, 50% of the glass has got to go away.
Right.
Tanner's on another fucking level.
Yeah. Tanner's shit. Yeah, Tanner's process. He said, I seen the demo at the huge convention last year of the glass renew system, and he thought it was badass. And I said, Tanner's is on another level. I feel like that's.
I thought I just looked over and I was just listening to Mark, and I'm on a different level, because the next time fucking somebody asked me it's a window cleaning podcast, I was like, yeah. We were talking about metal slag being pulled out of pockets of glass on windows.
There you go. Now it sounds really good.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about massaging them through to where you can't even see it, man. It's the coolest fucking show on earth.
Right. You guys heard it there first. We really appreciate you having you coming on, Chris. Thanks for everybody for staying a little extra and listening. Mark's fucking little nuggets there at the end were gems, so I had to let it roll for an extra 15 minutes, you know what I mean? So, but we really appreciate you guys. We will see you next week. Thanks, Chris, for coming on and hanging out with us. Thanks you, Seth. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Zero. Thanks, Maker. Thanks, everybody. Peace.
Guys, be safe.